Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today is the long-awaited video about Trisha's pattern of behavior that she displays in her relationships. This is the third video in this series, so if you have not seen episode 1 or part 2 to episode 1, I highly suggest you watch those videos, and I will link both of them in the description box down below. Before we get started, I want to put out a couple disclaimers. I'm going to put a massive trigger warning on this video because it heavily focuses on mental and physical abuse in relationships, which may be triggering to some survivors. So if you feel this topic is too triggering for you, please do not watch this video. I have linked resources in the description box down below for anyone that is in an abusive relationship. I'm a DV victim myself, and I know how hard it is to get out of these relationships. So the resources below are a step in the right direction to getting you the help that you need. Just know that you are not alone and there are people that can help you through it. Second disclaimer, this video is solely focusing on Trisha's behavior and abusive patterns that she has displayed online in her relationships. Although I realize that some of Trisha's boyfriends have made plenty of mistakes themselves, this video is not focusing on their mistakes, and regardless of their past mistakes, it's not an excuse for any mental or physical abuse that they may have experienced while they were in a relationship with Trisha. It also doesn't mean that I'm defending or excusing any of their mistakes, but I don't feel I should have to bring up all of these things that aren't relevant to what I am talking about. It just gets the video off track and it distracts from the issues that I'm trying to convey to you guys. In this video, we're going to take a deep look into Trisha's past and present relationships. We're not going to look at the full stories from start to finish. We're mainly going to focus on toxic patterns that Trisha has displayed in her relationships. I want to heavily stress that everything I say in this video is all alleged, and to please draw your own conclusions on everything that I present in this video. Okay, let's get started. Trisha and Anthony Michael Hall had an off and on relationship from 2008 to 2013. If you're unfamiliar with who Anthony Michael Hall is, he's mainly known for his roles in 16 Candles and The Breakfast Club. More recently, he was one of the main roles in Halloween Kills, which was released in October of 2021. This was Trisha's first serious relationship. When Trish graduated high school in Illinois, Trisha immediately moved out to California, where she started getting roles on TV shows, and this is what led to her meeting Anthony Michael Hall. Trish was only 19 years old when she started dating him, and he was in his 40s.
I didn't know who he was. I was working at a Comic-Con convention as a superhero. My name was Miss Limelight. I was on the show Who Wants to Be a Superhero with Sci-Fi. And I was just like walking around, like taking a break, and I hear this guy go, honey, honey. And he like does this thing, and I come over to him. His real name is Michael. It's not his stage name, but his real name is Michael. He's like, my name's Mike. And I like had heard of him before, but I wasn't like a fan, I would say. I was definitely like, I wasn't like, oh my god, I can't believe you're talking to me, nothing like that. But then I went back to my booth with Hygiene, and Hygiene was like, oh my, and I told her about it. She goes, that's like a big deal. Like, he's a big deal. And I was like, really? He calls me that night, and he's just like, you are so gorgeous. Like, I just need to get to know you. I just need to know you. I just want to know you. He's like, why don't we just blow off tomorrow? You just come chill at my place, and I live on the beach. Just come chill by my place, and you know, we'll go out to eat. We'll get to know each other. So it starts off magic and flames, and every day after that was passionate. For the first like 6 months, I was just his world. Like, he was my world.
According to Trisha, this relationship was really toxic. From what I researched, it sounds like that he cheated on her constantly, and Trisha was just not a priority to him. It's honestly hard to tell what the truth is in this relationship because we have only heard Trisha's side. To my knowledge, Anthony has never talked about his relationship with Trisha publicly. I do believe more than likely he probably did cheat on her, and she probably did feel used by him. So I understand where she's coming from in that aspect. But it's very clear that Trisha has a pattern with her ex-boyfriends where she tries to completely damage their reputation, she tries to ruin their whole life, she tries to publicly humiliate them, and she tries to send a hate mob their way. So let's talk about that. On August 29th, 2016, keep in mind this is like 3 years after they officially dated, Trisha uploaded a video about Anthony Michael Hall titled, "Who Was My Worst Boyfriend Ever?" Towards the end of the video, Trisha claims that she got pregnant while she was with Anthony, but sadly she miscarried the baby. She stated that she blamed him for miscarrying, but she didn't really go into details on why she blamed him. Check it out.
But what me and him are the worst boyfriend ever. This is something I never ever talk about. Ever. I found out I was pregnant. This was January of 2012. I'm sorry, I found out I was pregnant end of 2011. January 2012 rolls around, and I'm not gonna get too personal. I miscarried. When I first told him I was pregnant, he wasn't mad, he wasn't upset. But in January, you know, he wasn't, things happened that caused me to miscarry, I'll just put it that way. And I can't say I don't blame him, I always said I don't blame him. I blame him. And the amount of stress that I went through at the time of it, he never came back. He was when it all happened, I remember calling him, he was in Vegas. He said he was alone at a YouTube concert in Vegas. And I'm like, hey, this just happened, like, can you come? Oh, I'm in Vegas, baby, I'm in Vegas. Well, come to find out he's in Vegas with another girlfriend of his, and I just could not take it anymore.
So she vaguely puts blame on him, and what immediately came to my mind were two different things. He was either physically abusive and caused her to miscarry, or two, the stress that he put her through with the cheating and stuff like that, it caused her to miscarry. Trisha has a habit of doing this all the time. She will tell a story and leave out chunks of information so that millions of people watching her can come to their own conclusions of what happened. And just a side note, if some of you are all thinking, well, how did she get pregnant? Because back in 2016, Trisha uploaded a video that was titled Why I Can't Have Children. And I think Trisha is insinuating she got pregnant before she had all the issues with the untreated STD, which is why she claims she can't get pregnant today. But here's where things get really weird. On December 10th, 2016, 4 months after she told everyone on YouTube about the pregnancy story, Trisha completely contradicts herself and says that she has never been pregnant.
I'm like so discolored, and this, you guys, it kind of scares me because I have had issues before. Ugh. It's been there. I don't know what it is. Someone's like, sometimes I get that from, like, after I had my pregnancy, I had unmarked color discoloration. I'm like, okay, well, never been pregnant, not pregnant, never had a baby, so.
And then 2 years later, on April 25th, 2018, Trisha tells Jeffree Star that she has never been pregnant before as well.
I love being filmed. And I've never been pregnant, and I want to.
You've never been pregnant? Oh my god.
And I was like, me.
I don't know why that shocked me.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I know there's something wrong because I had chlamydia twice and it like scarred my fallopian tubes. Because I had it for too long.
So I know some of you may say, well, maybe she didn't want to talk about it in both those clips. So she says she has never been pregnant. And here's what I have to say about that. When is the public going to stop making all of these excuses for her? She has no problem talking about these traumas when she's going to ruin someone's life. And once you put something that huge out there publicly, it's pretty messed up to contradict yourself, because Trisha is in fact a pathological liar. Her telling that story time about Anthony Michael Hall was to make him look like an absolutely horrible human being. And maybe he was to her, but if she is lying about this whole pregnancy thing, that is an absolutely disgusting thing to do on so many levels. And it's not just about Anthony Michael Hall. So many women all the time have miscarriages, and it is something that is so hard to go through. So to lie about having a miscarriage for views, for sympathy, and to destroy someone's life is just absolutely up. And that brings us to the next thing that I want to talk about. Now, going back to the expose on Anthony Michael Hall, she talks about how he was giving her all these STDs, and that she was getting these STDs because he cheated on her all the time.
Then I start getting fucking STDs. Oh. So I had found out I had HPV, which my doctor made it seem like not a big deal. I looked it up. It didn't seem to be a big deal. I know it is a big deal, so for all you're saying, it is a big deal. It wasn't like the biggest deal, but about a year and a half later, I find out a bigger deal STD, a big deal STD that I still have to tell everybody about today. Big deal. I wanted to die. I wanted to literally die because I thought my life was over, and I was like, oh my god, like I wanted to die, I wanted to cry. I called him and he's in New York. After I told him what had happened, he's like, oh, thank god, I thought you were gonna say you're pregnant. But then I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, my life is over. Like, do you have it? No, not that I know of, not that I know of, baby. Like, I don't think I have it. But then once I get medication for it, he's like, oh, can you give some to daddy? Like, I need some, you know, whatever. But again, being the master manipulator, he's like, well, this will bond us forever. Like, now we have to be together forever. Then he gave me money for medication. He gave me money like just on kind of on top of it. I think more to not say anything. Like, it was very like hush hush because he is a more known celebrity.
Bonded for life, still has to tell people about it today, and she thought her life was over. Sounds like an incurable STD to me that's not HPV, since she specifically mentioned that one also in the video. So she once again leaves it up to her viewers viewers to come to their own conclusions about which STD it was, and there isn't many options considering there's only 3 incurable STDs outside of HPV. So Trisha pretty much told hundreds of thousands of people that Anthony Michael Hall has 2 incurable STDs, and she was 100% sure he gave both of them to her, which is weird because 7 months prior to that, she uploaded a video and she specifically said that she used to get STDs all the time and she had no idea where she got them from.
So I used to have sex with random guys all the time, and unprotected. I just felt uncomfortable being in the industry I was in to say wear a condom. I can't pinpoint one person who gave me diseases. I can't, and that's, I think, even what's worse about it all is that I don't even know who to go to, and they always say when you find out you have an STD to contact the person you're with or the people you were with, but at the time I was with so many and I didn't remember half of the people. I didn't remember their names, their faces, or their phone numbers, and I was just with so many that it was kind of impossible, and some I didn't even have their contact information.
So once again, Trisha is contradicting herself on a really serious matter just so that she can ruin an ex-boyfriend's reputation, and she kept blasting him over the years and blaming him. On August 1st, 2019, Trisha went on a podcast where she confirmed once again that she had STDs that were incurable from Anthony Michael Hall.
I had another crush.
Who?
Oh God, it's gonna get me in trouble. Anthony Michael Hall.
I was just gonna say you hooked up with him.
Yeah. No, I was, we like dated for like a couple years. Like if you type our names in together, there's like a lot of pictures of us together and stuff. Yeah.
Apparently he gave you gifts that last forever. Or need to be treated, right?
Need to be treated. Yeah. I got a lot of STDs from him. Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
I've talked about this, but it was so long ago that I feel like it's buried, and now it's like, here we are.
And 2 years prior to that podcast, on October 22nd, 2017, she put out the following tweet. Remember the time I Anthony Michael Hall for 5 years and he kept giving me STDs? And I do want to read a response to this tweet because I do want to point out the hypocrisy of this whole thing. Somebody responded with, remember the time Gabby was looking out for her mate and told your partner to get an STD check because she was told you possibly had an STD yourself and you started unnecessary drama? Yeah. You kind of just confirmed that not only Gabby was right to warn her friend, but that you are a hypocrite. So according to Trisha, it's not okay for Gabby to privately tell a friend about something that she heard, but it's okay for Trisha to blast her ex-boyfriend on a massive platform and tell hundreds of thousands of people this information. And if you ask me, the reason this whole rumor even started was from Trisha's own mouth, because you can't tell hundreds of thousands of people publicly that you have an incurable STD and not expect people to freely talk about it. If you're being open on your platform about it, then it's not a secret behind the scenes. It's all very hypocritical, and the whole thing is probably another lie she made up so that she could ruin Anthony Michael Hall's reputation. One other thing that I do want to point out, Trisha posted a video on her Trish Talks channel making fun of Gabby Hanna, and I want to read part of that comment that Trish pinned to the video. And Trisha said the following: I had someone once spread false rumors about my sexual health and it highly affected me. So why can't Trisha hold herself to the same standard, because what she did to Anthony Michael Hall was on a massive level versus Gabby telling one person privately? It's also interesting how she holds one thing against people and she blows it up into this massive thing online when she does the same things to other people, which brings us into our next relationship. So we're going to go a little out of order with Trisha's relationship timeline because her relationship with Avi relates to the Anthony Michael Hall situation. So for a short period of time in 2017, Trisha said she had a private relationship with Avi Kaplin. If you don't know who Avi is, he used to be part of a well-known group called Pentatonics. From 2011 to 2017, this group had 5 studio albums and also won 3 Grammys and sold over 6 million records. He is now a solo artist. According to Trisha, her and Avi had a secret relationship that nobody knew about because Avi didn't want it out there publicly that he was dating Trisha. But the minute things went south between them, Trisha did what she does best and she tried to ruin his reputation. Around December 28th, 2017, Trisha put a post on her Instagram and Twitter and she said the following: 3 things I cannot stand: liars, manipulators, and users, and Avi Kaplin is all 3. My trust in people is completely gone. The one person I thought had my back and loved me unconditionally turned out to be the biggest snake of them all. He wouldn't let me post pics when we were friends because he cared so much more about what other people thought of him and his image. He could live with me but not be seen with me. If people only knew the real him. I got played for Christmas. What did you get? People went crazy and were going to Avi's Instagram, leaving snake emojis. Some people were calling him names. Some people were saying that he was a piece of shit and a snake ass bitch. At this point, you guys are very familiar with how people react when Trisha turns on the sympathy and plays victim. She ended up deleting the original post and dropped a video the next day on December 29th, 2017. That was titled Full Truth About Avi, and this is what she had to say.
I met Avi on Tinder in April of last year, and I wanted to make this video because I won't say the girl's name, it's not important. She allegedly got her keys from Avi, who allegedly told her that he had slept with me the day before and got it from me. I have medical records, and I can go on record saying I do not have it. Other girls said allegedly that he allegedly said I was the one who gave him her proof. Everyone wants receipts. I mean, I have text messages for days, so if he wants to come out and say like I can show the text messages, I can show the Tinder messages. I have pictures, his luggage, let me show you. This room is filled with his stuff. All his Grammy bags that everyone keeps liking to shove in my face. Why would he mess with you? He's won Grammys. Guess what? Achievements and talents don't mean anything. You can still be a terrible person. These are pictures that I literally had to turn down. If you guys watch my vlog channel, every time I vlogged, I literally turned down these pictures. And when people came over, I turned down these pictures because he was so adamant about being so private, and now I know why. So once again, I didn't just randomly meet this guy. He lives here. There's pictures. Like, I don't know what else to say. So there's your proof and your receipts about people saying all this crazy just stuff that they think they know. Just sad and confused. And I wanted to make this video to clear my name because everyone thinks I'm like this liar and all this stuff like that. It's not even to expose him, but now people are saying that he told people that I gave him. Like, this is a very serious thing, and it's something that I don't take lightly at all. Like, at all.
So once again, she is telling the internet about someone's sexual health and straight up tells everyone that Avi has herpes so that she can ruin his reputation. She says in the video she has all these screenshots to prove that he was telling this other girl that he got herpes from Trisha, but Trisha never provides those receipts. She just shows pictures of the two of them, Avi's belongings that he left at her house, and that was her proof. Trisha ended up deleting this video in less than 24 hours and uploaded a second video on December 30th, 2017 titled Yesterday's Drama, where she completely backtracks and ends up apologizing to Avi.
The thing I want to address the most in this video obviously is a tweet and an Instagram posted yesterday. If you didn't see it and you have no idea what I'm talking about, then you can skip this video or skip ahead or whatever. I'm not going to bring up this person's name or who he is. I've done this before. It's a way of lashing out. It's really bad. It's like when I do it, I don't think about millions of people that follow me. I don't think about anything other than me being hurt and just wanting to get it off my chest. Like, I have to release. I just live my life, and especially on social media, because I didn't do a video about it, I'm like, I'm just gonna ramp out on Twitter, Instagram, get off my chest, delete, and that's it. But it doesn't work like that anymore. Like, it's not a thing that I can just do and maybe a few people see it and then delete. It becomes a thing. The person's a good person, and even if the person was evil, she isn't, you know, I still know that I have a platform and that I have people who stand by me and want to protect me. I really apologize. I've had a talk with this person and everything like that, and I obviously apologize. So before anyone's like, go apologize to that person, I did. You know, it is just resolution's not important in this situation, but it's just, I'm sorry.
Avi never commented on the situation, and like Anthony Michael Hall, we have only heard Trisha's side of the story. I did find a post that was posted on a forum that I thought was interesting, but take it with a grain of salt since I can't verify the information. But the person said the following: I am friends with Avi in real life. Avi and Trisha have been friends. He crashed on her couch in LA while he was moving. That's her claims of living together. Trisha had a huge crush on him and he was very respectful of her, but she's really damaged from all the shitty guys who've taken advantage advantage of her in the past. So because Avi won't date her and won't post public pictures of them, she got mad and is lashing out saying that he used her. He literally did nothing except be nice to her. Now moving on from that, Trisha actually mentioned Avi recently on Frenemies 18, where she took the opportunity to bash him some more, and this is what she said about him.
I have some friends in Pentatonics. Mitch Grossi's a friend of mine.
Oh, well, people will not even remember who they are once we start.
First of all, they're like Grammy Award winners. I dated one of them.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Avi. I threw his stuff out of my house because he was an asshole, but...
Did he ever sing to you?
He was one of those, don't ever date a singer. He just sang all the time, and he'd always have his guitar out just ready to sing.
Is that annoying?
It's annoying.
It's like, get a life, dude.
I liked it for a minute, because he was also the bass, so all he did was like, boom, 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 boom.
I
wouldn't say dated. We hooked up on Tinder and hung out a lot, so I don't want, just to clarify, we weren't like boyfriend, girlfriend, but we did like hook up. He like lived with me because he was cheap and like all this stuff like that, but.
In this situation, I feel Trisha got mad over something that wasn't to Trisha's expectations, and she took the opportunity to try to ruin his reputation. I find it interesting that when it came down to people wanting more proof with screenshots and stuff like that regarding the she backtracked and realized that she was in the wrong, and she apologized. This is something that Trisha always does. She talks a lot of shit with very little proof to try to ruin someone. I just don't think she had the proof in the first place. And honestly, I don't believe what she was saying about him was true. And if it was true, I'm more inclined to believe that she did give him the STD, considering that she has publicly said that she has an incurable STD that isn't HPV. With Trisha, you never know what the truth is, and the videos that she releases on each one of her boyfriends is a pattern we're going to see a lot in this video, which brings us to the next segment, Sean. From December 2015 to December 2016, Trisha dated Sean Vanderwilt. Sean is a singer, dancer, actor who is 41 years old. Before getting involved with Trisha, he did have his own career established and was doing just fine professionally. Trisha and Sean met on the set of one of Trisha's music videos because Sean was hired as her dancer.
I met Trish on the set of Marry Trish Smith. She's so legit, and she doesn't... And modest, you want to talk about modest right here? She is legit and she's talented. You are.
Aww.
Watching videos of their relationship and comparing it to other relationships that Trisha has been in, I think Sean was very genuine and real with her. He was very patient with Trisha. He constantly lifted her up with compliments to make her feel more confident, and he genuinely just looked like he cared for her a great deal.
My first impression of Trish...
be honest.
Well, I mean, beautiful. I mean, beautiful right off the bat, 150%. And then the first words that came out of your mouth, you knew that you were authentically real and sweet, and you made sure all of us were happy on the shoot. And that was my first impression. I was blown away. No one's ever made it this long, she said.
Nobody. Nobody. It's really sad. I just love Sean. I do. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry again. I literally bawled. You guys, you have no idea. I like cried the whole way here, and then he started crying, and then we just like, we're a mess.
Yeah, because it upsets me, because I don't like her to be upset. I get upset when she gets upset. I don't want her to get upset. I just want her to be happy.
I'm happy.
She's an amazing person. She doesn't know how amazing she is at all.
So before we get into the more serious stuff, I just want to let you guys know that this relationship was extremely hard for me to piece together because Trisha probably uploaded over 10 videos exposing Sean during the year that they were together. She also lashed out a lot on Twitter. She would get mad, upload videos, or go on Twitter rants, and then she would delete everything, usually within 48 hours. During the time that Sean and Trisha dated, drama channels weren't really that big, so there isn't many videos online documenting everything about this relationship. So finding out exact dates and receipts for everything has been a challenge. So just please keep all that in mind. So Trisha's relationship with Sean was quite a roller coaster. And I'm honestly surprised Sean made it a full year because Trisha posted a lot of videos about him. The uploads and breakups were so frequent that some of Trisha's subscribers were starting to think that Sean was involved in the breakup videos and that they were just doing it for money and views. Maybe that was the case with Trisha because we do know how she likes to get that coin and stir up drama, but I don't believe Sean would allow Trisha to humiliate and embarrass him just for a little bit of AdSense. People also speculated that the whole relationship was fake because of the constant drama between both of them. I just don't think you can fake that emotion and chemistry that they showed on camera together, and if you compare how Trisha acts with Moses to how she was with Sean, it's just night and day. And just to give you guys an example, here's a couple clips to compare things.
I just remember we got chocolate cake and I think something fishy.
That's all I remember.
Yeah, I think maybe it was like...
Something I didn't like. I don't know.
What do you call it? I always forget the name of it.
Oh, scallops?
Yes.
We had scallops?
I think that's what it was.
So
It was
random.
Like a special...
Are you cold?
No, I'm hot.
Yeah. Okay.
I had you over for dinner. I made you dinner.
It was so nice. He made me steak, and we had wine.
Meat and potato, man.
Meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
Oh, he made sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes.
And then I rubbed his abs.
Yeah, but you didn't like the vegetables. She didn't like the vegetables.
No, but now you know that about me.
not
It was
a
only our
vegetable.
first date. Yeah.
Right.
But now we just went out, and she's like, she doesn't like vegetables. What else you got? And he named a sides. He's like, she'll have the
I
fries.
forced her to eat some plantains though.
Those were so good. If you guys want to see that, it's on my second channel too. My
She's a fried fruit girl.
I love you.
She's a fried fruit girl.
So yeah, it's just a totally different vibe between the two relationships, but I believe so many people were thinking these things about Sean because of Trisha's manipulation when she would get mad at Sean. In so many of her uploads, she tried to make it seem like Sean was just in it for clout and money and that he used her. Around March 28, 2016, Trisha uploaded a video titled "You're Not Britney Spears, Bitch." In this video, Trisha does not mention Sean by name, but it's crystal clear that this video is 100% about Sean, especially since she's wearing a hat with his initials on it.
Kevin Federline will never be Britney Spears. Like, I don't care how hard he's worked before he met Britney. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he sings better than Britney or dances better than Britney. Like, you're always going to be Britney Spears' husband. So I hope he enjoyed his 15 minutes because I'm sure he needed space and just emotional healing, because it was traumatizing being Britney Spears' side piece, Britney Spears' sidekick, Britney Spears' number 2, Britney Spears' +1. Yeah, I'm sure that was hard, a hard pill to swallow for someone who wants to be such a big star. But don't bite that hand that feeds. No. Don't lie and say, oh, I need time to heal, but you're gonna go hang out with all your other friends. You can't take an hour. No. You can't take an hour for someone who gave them their entire life, their entire career, their entire being. But you can't take an hour, but you can post selfies with random friends that Britney probably never even heard of the whole time you guys knew each other.
It's very clear that Trisha is Britney and Sean is K-Fed in this scenario, and it sounds like Trisha probably wanted Sean to come over, and when he said no, she freaked out because she acted this way a lot with Sean in their relationship. If he wasn't there when she wanted him to be and he was out with friends, that was her cue to upload a video and try to humiliate him. What's so confusing about this video that Trisha posted, Sean was doing amazing in his career before he even met Trisha. He worked with some of the best singers in the industry, such as Rihanna, Beyonce, Usher, Cher, Christina Aguilera, and even Michael Jackson, and Trisha knows all this.
Been in My Week with Marilyn as a dancer. You were in the Rihanna video Umbrella as a dancer. He's done the most things as a dancer. Like, you guys honestly have to go to his page. Like, when I looked him up, I was like, he's legit. I was like, why are you dancing in my video?
Sean has achieved things that Trisha craves to accomplish, and I'm sure there's jealousy of Sean's accomplishments with Trisha, which is why she took the deepest dig she could at him. Just because Sean doesn't have the following that Trisha does doesn't mean he isn't successful in his career. The things that Trisha said in the video were meant to purposely hurt Sean on a deep level. Trisha ended up deleting the Britney video the same day she uploaded it, and uploaded another video the same day on March 28th titled "I'm Sorry." And in this video, she is crying uncontrollably and she apologizes for her behavior.
The last video you're gonna see of me like crying and being crazy, I swear. I just need to apologize for this past week of tweets and videos and for being an emotional mess. I'm really sorry. I was just talking on Twitter about this. I just felt like I had to make a video since I've been posting so many on here.
So before we continue, one thing I want to point out is she said that she's been posting a lot of videos lately. What I'm showing you guys right now isn't even the full amount of videos and tweets she posted during this time of her being mad at Sean. I believe there is 2 full videos that I can't even find. And she also went on a Twitter rant about him because in the comments of the Britney video that was re-uploaded, someone asked if there was more videos that Trisha deleted, and someone responded with, yeah, 4 videos about this and about 3 dozen tweets. No exaggeration. So keep that in mind that Sean was dealing with a massive storm of hate during all of this. But back to the video, Trisha continues by making excuses for why she uploads these videos onto YouTube versus talking to a friend or a family member. Very similar excuses that we saw in the apology to Avi after she blasted him online.
I have no emotional outlets in my real life. Yeah, I have friends and I do have family, but it's really hard for me to talk about my emotions and to be really open with people. I go on social media and I take advantage of that platform because people listen to me on here and it makes me feel like I'm being heard. Having said all that, I don't ever intend to hurt anyone. I just deleted every single negative video about this guy that has been in my life for the past 3 months. It's not fair, it's not right, and I'm really sorry to you guys, to them of course too, to the guys that I could have potentially ruined their lives. It doesn't feel good. My heart has been hurting for the past week. Even more than someone not wanting to see you, it's been hurting that I could be so mean to people who I was in love with.
And right there, she admits she did all of this because Sean didn't want to see her. Could you imagine dating someone for only 4 months and you tell them that you have other plans, or maybe you got in a disagreement and told them that you didn't want to see them, and they turn around and blast you publicly on a massive scale like this? When Trisha uses her platform as a weapon of revenge like this, it's emotional manipulation on a massive scale. But back to the video, she goes on to say that it's not going to happen again, and she actually admits that she is the one that is mentally abusive towards her partners.
And this last guy has been nothing but a fucking class act on social media after this. And the guy before him too, after I just berate them and say awful things. Of all the guys that I've been in love with, 3 guys, and I've talked about online and said their names, they've never treated me that shitty as I did to them. They never mentally brought me down the way I did them, and I'm so fucking sorry because I think about it and I'm like, you know what? I was the abusive one. I was mentally abusive, and I'm just really sorry I brought all this on social media. I'm just really sorry.
Shockingly, Sean ended up forgiving Trisha and got back together with her, but do you think her days of publicly trying to humiliate him stopped after this apology video? Nope, we're only getting started. So fast forward almost 4 months later, around June 22nd, 2016, Trisha uploads another video on Sean titled "We Broke Up." Trisha claims that Sean told her that they could no longer have contact with each other, and I want you guys to really listen to what Trisha says in this video.
I ruined every relationship and friendship that I have, and I am going to be forever alone. Like I said, I'm not going to get into too many details, but he just texted me and said that we can no longer have contact with each other. And I know I'm a crazy bitch, but this feels so cold. I tried calling him all day and I'm like shrinking because he keeps texting me these long goodbyes, and I have nothing bad to say about him other than the fact that I fucked up. I'm so crazy. I say crazy stuff. I do. I push people around. I pushed him too far. And every time I pushed him in the past, he's always stuck around, and now he's completely done. But my own insecurities and jealousy and pressure from social media just got the best of me, and I kept pushing him away.
So the reason I said to really listen to what she said in this video is because recently on Trisha's podcast, My Chemical Imbalance, she went into details about how she guilted Sean. And I think it relates to this "We Broke Up" video on why Sean put his foot down and said that they couldn't have contact with each other. Check out this clip and I'll explain why after.
I had a relationship with Sean, who I guilted again. My guilting was threatening to kill myself. At the times that I threatened it, I wasn't suicidal. Sean, I remember he was moving me into that apartment from that big house to the apartment, and he was gonna go home and sleep. He wanted to sleep on his bed, and I just said that I was gonna kill myself, and he came over. And it worked. And I did that not once, but twice. And the 3rd time was the final time he stopped talking to me. Well, the big breakup we had in December. And then he ended up just blocking me. I said I was going to, again, I won't go into detail, but unalive myself, I guess. And he blocked me.
Trisha was emotionally manipulating Sean to extreme levels. Not only was she threatening to expose him each time he wouldn't do exactly what she expected of him, but she was also threatening to unalive herself even though she wasn't That is absolutely insane. So the reason I think this relates to the We Broke Up video is because of a few things that Trisha mentioned in that video. She said that she wasn't going to go into full details of what happened because in my opinion, she knows if she did go into full details and admitted to her audience that she threatened just because he wouldn't stay the night with her, everyone would turn on her. She also specifically says that she messed up and describes the situation as her saying crazy things that push things too far. And she also says that in the past he would always stay by her when she would say these crazy things, but this time he was putting his foot down. Sounds exactly like what Trisha said in the podcast, only with context of what actually happened. What do you guys think? Do you think the We Broke Up video relates to what Trisha described in the podcast? Let me know in the comments below. I can't even imagine the emotional distress that Sean was going through during this relationship because this in fact is emotional abuse and manipulation on an extreme scale. Sean actually ended up getting back together with Trisha again, and I know some of you may look at this and say, well, he kept going back to her. He kept putting himself back in that situation, and to that I say, unless you have been in an emotionally abusive relationship, it's difficult to understand why people go back into the environment that was so toxic. And until I went through it myself, I didn't understand it either. But I acted just like Sean each time I was hurt on a deep level for 7 long years. So I do understand why Sean kept forgiving and going back to her. I do not believe he kept going back for clout or using her because being involved with Trisha was more damaging to his career than it was helping it. So they got back together and the uploads of Trisha crying on her kitchen floor were becoming more and more frequent. In a vlog that was posted on July 14th, 2016, a few weeks after the We Broke Up video, Trisha tells everyone that she is no longer mad at Sean and everything was good.
My Kermit to my Peaky. I am no longer mad at Sean, so you can all stop.
Yes, it happens every other week. I'm kind of used to it.
It does. When I have a meltdown,
every other week.
Don't tweet Shawnee, because chances are 99% of the time it's probably about Shawnee.
It's not very nice.
But I love him so much that I'll never ever be away from him.
I have family that visits. I have to make money and I have to work. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So Trisha specifically said, I love him so much, I'll never, ever, ever be away from him. And Sean follows that by saying he has family that visits and he has work to do, etc., etc. Those statements really show how possessive Trisha was of Sean. Pretty much all of the videos that she dropped on him was because he said no to hanging out with her due to other commitments. And we already heard in the podcast clip that she threatened once because he wanted to go home and sleep in his bed after a day of moving. Those are Sean's quote-unquote crimes. For having to deal with the constant meltdowns, her possessiveness of Sean was so extreme at one point that she got mad at Sean for going out of town to visit with his father because his father was in the hospital.
That was our last dance ever because Sean's leaving me for another.
That's definitely not true. I don't like when she says that. Last dance ever, that's really.
But you're leaving me.
Really effing upsetting. Don't say that.
You're leaving me.
My dad's in the hospital.
Oh my God! Don't say that. He's gonna be fine.
Well, my dad's gonna be absolutely fine, but.
And he's going for his birthday.
I love my family. I'm a family guy, and when something happens, Sean to the rescue.
Oh, that's actually really sweet, though. It's sweet. I'm gonna be sad, but it's nice you're going.
That is just so weird to get mad at your partner because he has to go out of town because his father is in the hospital. And you can tell she wasn't joking because she tried to backtrack after he said the reasoning for having to leave. So after they got back together again, it didn't last for long. Fast forward a month later, around July 30th, 2016, Trisha uploads another video about Sean titled We Broke Up Again. And unfortunately, I do not have the clip of this video to show you guys. I grabbed screenshots of the dates and the thumbnails, but I didn't download the video this same day. And when I went back to download the video, the channel itself that had this video re-uploaded completely vanished. And they had a lot of deleted videos on Trisha and Sean's relationship. What's odd about it is that that channel has been around for 5 years and it literally just disappeared in the last week or two. Luckily, this was the only video that I didn't have downloaded yet from this channel. But anyways, I did see part of the video and it's basically the same as all the others. Trisha crying, only this time Trisha said she was the one that blocked Sean and ended things with Sean. After Trish uploaded this video, her viewers must have been getting fed up because this is where people started to think that their relationship was fake and that all these breakup videos were just for views, and Trisha was getting backlash over it. But a couple weeks later, on August 15, 2016, Trisha and Sean were back together again, and Trisha responded to the negativity. She posted a video of her and Sean dancing in a limo and added a long statement in the description box of the video. I'm gonna read part of this statement. Trisha said, "Important disclaimer, so many people think we are faking whatever for views and drama. I guarantee you if we were only in it for the views, the videos I've made when we broke up would still be online, as those get more views than anything else I post. But we are real human beings with real emotions and feelings. I make those videos out of frustration and I should not do that. It's not fair to him or to you guys. Please know this, I could never ever spend as much time as I do with Sean if I don't truly love and care about him. He is literally my other half and we are forever. We have been talking for the past couple weeks and have not been vlogging or posting, but at the end of the day, I love YouTube and I love Sean and I love filming videos even more when I'm with him. So it was silly to hold back on vlogging my life with someone who makes me very happy just because I was scared of the backlash or the comments. I think we all know by now that I'm a very emotional person. I share my entire life with you all. Every feeling I feel, I share. The only difference is this time I've introduced you to a person in my private life that is not private. So it puts it on a different scale, but I can't stop living my life and doing what makes me happy just because we all know the person that I talk about in the videos. Hope that makes sense." And then she goes on to say that she loves her subscribers, and then she also says, "Also to be noted, the breakup videos have been since deleted, but never once did I ever give a reason to hate Sean. I have been very insecure and he has helped me grow through all these insecurities. I could see how it would be frustrating we keep going on and off if he did something to hurt me, but he hasn't. And I have always made that clear even when I'm emotional or feeling less than." So once again in the statement, she is admitting that Sean has been nothing but nice to her and that it's her emotions and everything else. But once again, the happiness didn't last for long. A couple months later, on September 24th, 2016, Trisha decides she's going to get plastic surgery. The night before the surgery, everything seemed fine. Sean and Trisha filmed a couple videos together. Sean was a little tipsy, but he was being very supportive to her. He even mentions that he spent the last week doing choreography for a new video of Trisha's.
You guys, I don't really drink that much, but I've choreographed her music video this week and other dance video.
Anyways, we wanted to film a video. Okay, we wanted to film a video because I'm going through surgery and I feel like I'm not gonna look cute for the next 6 weeks. So I was like, let's do a video before.
She's so stressed out about this. I keep telling her everything's gonna be fine. She's doing something she wants to do for herself. She's getting new tatas.
Actually, Sean told me, he's like, your boobs are saggy.
She's getting some.
I'm just kidding.
I never said that.
I was just kidding. Yeah, I was like, your boobs aren't even saggy.
She's getting some new friends.
Oh, you're warm.
She's gonna feel really good after the recovery period, so it's a positive thing. Stop getting in your head and being negative. Stop it.
I love that.
The day of Trisha's surgery, she loses it on Twitter. From what I could gather online, Sean was with her the day of the surgery. He spent a couple hours with her, but Sean had other things to do, so he ended up leaving. And just a side note, he didn't leave her by herself. Trisha's mom was there helping her as well. But apparently Trisha lost it when Sean told her that he had to go. Trisha was posting stuff all over her Twitter, and she also posted some Snapchats that I did find online. The first one said the following: "When you invite him to everything and you can't think of one thing he's invited you to. #shady. And the other Snapchat said, "Just made a super real video to post or not." If you are publicly threatening videos like that so you can get Sean to come back and hang out with you, that is just more manipulation. She is basically saying, come hang out with me or I will ruin your life. And I can just see every other video going down like that as well. Her texting him saying, well, if you don't come back over here, I'm going to make a video. Like I said, she went on a Twitter rant too, and what sucks is these tweets have been completely deleted and I can't find them anywhere online except for a channel that talked about what happened as it was happening. Unfortunately, she did not put any screenshots of the tweets, she just read them directly off of her phone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read what she said in the video. I don't have the actual screenshots, but I will link this video below so that you guys know that I'm not deceiving you on any of these tweets. The first tweet said the following: "Thank God I have my mom staying with me me or I wouldn't be able to do anything without her. And the next one says, once people try to get any type of following, they don't need you anymore. Eye roll emoji. And the next one said the following, loved getting hung up on FaceTime. Well, I guess I'll see you in 4 to 6 weeks when I can actually do stuff again, at Sean Vanderwilt. And the next one said the following, when one person you think has your back is the one furthest away from you, I definitely trust the wrong people. What am I even doing in life? And the next one said, beware of snakes who hang around you when the time is right. When you invite him to everything and you can't think of one thing he has done for you. Hashtag shady. And the next one said, why was I helping out such a loser for so long? Whenever I need a pinch of help, he is nowhere to be found. And the next one said, just filmed a video debating on whether to post or not. And someone replied to her and they said, but hang on a minute, Trisha, you did post a Snapchat video and Sean was with you. And Trisha replied with, he was only with me for about 2 hours. And then she tweeted out like a bunch of snake emojis and was adding Sean. And the next tweet said, my heart is completely shattered and broken. Everything was so shallow. And the next one said, when you find out the one you love talks so much shit and shade behind your back, so disappointing. And the next one said, I am now just seeing how obviously one-sided we were. How was I so dumb? And the next one said, I never got invited to places with him because he had other dates to take. And the next one said, once you break the promise, I get to break mine. Sorry, that's how life goes. And then she went on to say, maybe if you would have kept my name out of your mouth, things would have been different. And then she went on to say, it's sad. I can't even think of one thing he ever did to make me feel any kind of special. Nothing, not anything. Crazy, right? And then the last one said, cheater, liar, loser. So during this rant, Trisha accused Sean of cheating. She accused him of using her. She accused him of not actually caring about her. She threatened him twice with uploading another video, and she called him a snake multiple times, all because he had other commitments and had to leave. Again, it's important to note that Sean was there for a couple hours, and her mom was there taking care of her, so it wasn't like he left her to fend for herself. Trisha actually posted a vlog about each day of her recovery, and at the beginning of the video, she specifically says she didn't have her camera on day 1, and all the tweets she put out about Sean were the day of her surgery. Check it out.
Day 2 of recovery. Yesterday was actually really good, but I couldn't find my camera. So now we're back here and I feel pretty good.
So she lied about the video she filmed because if she didn't have her camera on day 1, how was it possible that she filmed a video? Once again, this is Trisha using emotional manipulation on a large scale to get Sean to do exactly what she wants. Even after all the horrible things she said about Sean and after sending a hate mob his way again, Sean once again forgives her and goes to her house a couple days after the surgery.
So how are you feeling today, my little baby?
I feel like crap.
What? You know...
Because someone didn't come visit me.
How's your patient been?
She's been fine.
Okay, no, you can tell the truth.
She don't complain to me.
Oh,
Right,
you only complain.
Yeah, my mom would
You only
leave,
complain
but
to
I
me.
need her.
You only complain to me.
Well, because she don't leave. You would.
Trishy, my little Trishy. Day 3.
He looked at my drains and he puked.
No, I didn't. I would completely drain her drains if she needed me to.
Well, it's good to finally see you.
I told her she'll be back to normal within no time.
And then I'll see Sean in 4 to 6 weeks from today. Is it recording? Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
So of course Trisha had to take the jabs at Sean for not doing things to her expectations instead of just being thankful that he even came back to see her. The way she has treated Sean in this relationship was so wrong, and what blows me away is she got away with behaving this way because people actually think Sean was using her. Now we are to the final breakup. Fast forward 2.5 months later, Sean and Trisha celebrated their 1-year anniversary on December 5th, 2016. And they did seem happy in this video, but you could tell things were wearing on Sean with how Trisha would constantly get mad at him for doing normal things like having to go to work.
I wanted to do something special for his work schedule, for our anniversary, but his work schedule was crazy, so.
Yeah,
anyway.
I have a lot of shit.
I love
right
Sean.
now. It's a little aggravating to my little Trishy.
What is that? What
It's
was
a little
that?
aggravating to her, but you know
What
what?
was that?
There's nothing I can do.
No, it's aggravating.
I need to pay my bills.
Not if we got married, you wouldn't have to.
I'm a self. What is the word?
So.
I am a self-reliant person. I don't need somebody to. That's very nice of you.
I literally have said, aw, thanks.
Very nice of you, but guess what? I like to make the money.
I love you so much.
I love you more.
Do you?
Yes.
No, I know he does.
Why can't you
I
just
know.
say, why did you have to say, do you? Why did you have to
Look
say?
at the glitter on your lips.
Trisha doesn't like her boyfriend to be financially independent, and she doesn't like them to work because she wants their attention to be 100% on her. That's a major red flag of abusive relationships. Abusers like to have that control, and stripping away your professional career is one way to gain that control. Trisha even said on the H3 podcast that she prefers her boyfriends to be broke.
I really don't.
Does it matter to you if a guy makes money?
No, not at all. I like guys that are broke, actually. When my last boyfriend, I met him and he was broke as fuck, and then he started making money and he left me. It happens all the time, so I prefer them broke.
Because they're less likely to look for, in your mind, better options.
Yeah, because they're more humble and shit.
Now, going back to the anniversary video, there's one other clip I want to play for you guys because Trisha always made it look like that Sean was using Trisha for her money. But every time they went out to eat, to dinner or anything like that, to fancy restaurants or regular restaurants, Sean always paid for everything.
Well, it's our one year and we're at Red Lobster and we're in our matching blue suit. We're in our matching blue.
I can afford really, really, really nice, expensive restaurants. I can.
First of all,
but you know what? This place is special because we both love this.
and every fancy restaurant.
It's about the situation, not the what?
Not the money. But by the way, every fancy restaurant we've been to, Sean has been taking me out to every time, and it pisses me off. And I said no more buying meals or anything the rest of this month. Because every single time we've gone out the press, literally a dozen times, I'm like, stop it, stop paying, and it's always fancy. So
I wish I would stop it.
anyways.
5 days after their 1 year anniversary on December 10th, 2016, Trisha takes things to an extreme level. To my understanding, Sean went to a club after a birthday dinner with his agent because the group of people that he was with at dinner wanted to go. They end up going to a gay nightclub. At this nightclub, Sean was drunk and he was dancing, having a good time. Keep in mind, Sean is a professional dancer. He dances with both men and women as part of his career. So of course, if he goes out to a nightclub, he's going to dance with anyone. It's not a thing. So there are a couple girls taking videos of Sean dancing and posting them to Snapchat to make it look like that Sean was cheating on Trisha. The video, in my opinion, proves nothing. It just shows Sean having a good time with his friends from a dance agency that they all go to. He isn't doing anything inappropriate, and pulling down someone's dress so that their butt isn't hanging out for everyone to see doesn't qualify as him cheating or being inappropriate. I call that being a good friend. So when Trisha found out about this, she went absolutely crazy, uploading videos. In fact, less than 24 hours, she uploaded around 12 videos, and they were all related to Sean. 6 of the videos were her crying and exposing Sean. The first video that she uploaded was titled, "He Cheated, I'm Done." The first clip I'm going to play from this video is going to contain 3 different videos because she immediately starts lying at the beginning of this video.
Last night, I went on a Snapchat rant that Sean was ignoring my calls from 5 to, when I went to bed 2 o'clock, I never heard back from him. Last night was so hard for me around 5 o'clock at night. I was going through something really major that I can't talk about. And I needed anybody to talk to. And I couldn't get hold of anyone, and I called Sean multiple times. And he ignored me. Then I did get some texts later on saying he was out with people and he didn't want to be rude, and that's how he is with me, and I should understand that. And I said, okay. He's like, I'll call you after. And that was about 9 o'clock. And I really, really needed him. It wasn't an emotional thing. It was like I needed him. There was something I physically needed him by my side for.
The big breakup we had in December, and then he ended up just blocking me. I said I was gonna, again, I won't go into detail, but unalive myself, I guess, and he blocked me, and I was out of control. That was the time where my emotions were so out of control.
So Trisha went on a Snapchat rant before she saw the Snapchats of Sean dancing because Trisha was trying to manipulate Sean with a suicide threat again. She specifically said in this podcast that she was never suicidal. It was her way of guilting him. And when he didn't ditch his friends and coworkers, she turned to Snapchat to blast him. Trisha mentions this multiple times in all of the videos that she posted, that she physically needed Sean by her side, and Sean told her he wasn't going to come. So she is already looking for something to blast him publicly about before she even found out that he went to this gay club.
He's been working a lot lately, and he just, wasn't returning my calls, and I went on a little snap and ran and I deleted it. One of the people who runs the drama channel said he was sent snaps from some random girl Snapchat dancing with Sean at a club in West Hollywood, a gay club. Either he's out with another girl, or, everyone says he's gay. I don't know. He's at a gay club, but I don't know.
So with the "he cheated, I'm done" video being only 4 minutes long, do you think that was enough for Trisha? No. Of course, she uploaded another video that was titled "Exposing Sean Vanderwelt," and here's what she had to say in that video.
I'm just gonna give an update regarding the cheating thing. I've been getting a lot of tweets and snaps saying that the girl was gay and had a girlfriend, and they shared the entire story with me. I didn't bother to look, but someone shared the entire snap story with me, and Sean lifting her up and her skirt coming up and straddling her, and it hurt. Lesbian or not, it hurts.
So let me get this straight. Trisha has a problem with Sean dancing with a friend who's a lesbian, so she's only attracted to girls and she's jealous of that. I just don't buy it that she's hurt by this, but let's talk about the hypocrisy of it all. One thing I haven't mentioned is halfway through Sean and Trisha's relationship, while they were broken up for the millionth time or on a break or whatever you want to call it, Trisha used a male dancer to make Sean jealous, and she admitted to doing this. Check it out.
He is going to be, this is officially my lead and love interest for my music video, and I'm so excited, and my choreographer.
See, we do that really well.
Was that faking it? Are you sure? Okay. I want to use you to kind of make it seem like I moved on.
She did.
Yeah. So yes, I was a little vindictive on my part, but I really did need someone, and it's kind of perfect because I wanted someone who was like Sean because I'm in love with Sean. So I was like, this is perfect.
So Trisha used this poor guy to make Sean mad and jealous because Trisha was literally obsessed with Sean. And if she couldn't be with Sean, then she was going to make sure she made his life miserable. Oh, but there's more. There is a channel that posted a really good video showing Trisha's lies about Sean. I will link the video below because there isn't many videos online showing the truth about this relationship. And I was honestly quite shocked that this video didn't have more views when I found it. But in this video, they showed a Snapchat clip of Trisha with another girl being very touchy-feely with each other. This clip was taken while Trisha was still in a relationship with Sean.
My wife is so cute.
If you ask me, this clip is so much worse than Sean dancing with another girl. Neither to me qualifies as cheating, but if the tables were turned, Trisha would destroy Sean over a clip like this. It's just the hypocrisy of it all. But let's get back to the second video she posted about Sean.
Then on top of it, he was at a gay club, which I don't know really what to think about that. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. I don't even want to comment on it. I asked him point blank when we first met if he was gay because he was a dancer, a backup dancer in my video. And his response was, no, I'm not gay. Okay. So that's what I have to go by, and that's what I have to go on, and I don't know what to think about that.
She specifically said that she asked Sean if he was gay and Sean told her he wasn't. Well, about a year and a half ago, Sean and Trisha actually did a Dish with Trish episode together talking about the breakup, and Sean told her in that episode that he doesn't like to go by labels, but he's interested in all walks of life. Listen to her response.
Well, you never told me you were gay. You never said anything about your sexuality, and I questioned it.
But we go backwards again. Labels defining people. I'm a very open-minded person.
No.
I've been with all walks of life.
But you've always said that, and that's what I'm saying.
I've been with all walks of life. So what does that consider me? What does that consider me? I mean, I just hate it.
It doesn't matter. No, but
our relationship was very real.
Look, I don't anyways, it doesn't matter is my point, and you've always been open with that.
So Trisha knew when they were in a relationship that Sean was interested in both men and women, but she still filmed the videos saying that he was fully gay, and she kept referring to him as being gay over the past 4 years.
I had a boyfriend that was in every single one of my vlogs last year. Well, supposedly he was caught kissing a guy at a club, and it was on Prez and I didn't know, and I haven't heard from him since.
Yeah. So he got caught on Paris Hilton, and then he just never called you again?
Never called me. I was like, hey, what happened? And he blocked me, and I had a meltdown. This guy wasn't famous, and I was like, you know what, this is cool. He was a dancer for Cher or something, so I was like, you know what, this will be cool. He won't cheat on me or anything.
Attracted to
gay men, homosexual men. I've dated gay men.
Gay men.
Yeah.
And do you think what would a gay man see in you?
I've dated a gay man for a year and a half. I've been attracted to transgender male to female, transgender female to male. I'm attracted to everything, but I haven't been with straight women. It's not that I'm not attracted to them. I just haven't been with straight women.
Thought he was gay, but also thought he was straight. So I was like trying to like, he's like, well, help me convince me I'm straight. So I was like trying to like help him. Like,
was that the guy in your most popular video?
Yes.
I could totally tell. Jesus.
Everyone could tell except for me. Everyone's like, he's gay. I was like, oh, is he? I don't know. To this day, I still talk to him. I'm like, are you? He's like, no, I don't know. I go like whatever. But
Sorry.
He was probably hella gay.
So it's okay for Trisha to be attracted to men and women, but when it comes down to Sean telling her that he's attracted to both men and women, that automatically makes him gay. After all the hell that she put Sean through, she continued to make the internet believe that he was 100% gay and he was never into her. I believe Sean when he says that he's into both men and women. If Sean was only into men, he would have never shown the love and affection that he did for Trisha in so many videos. I'm sorry, you can't be that good at faking it. But let's get back to the exposing video on Sean. There's one more clip I want to play for you guys and then we're gonna move on.
That's it. And I'm a mess and I'm sorry, but I don't really deserve this. And I'm only making this video to just expose before anyone else does. I'm tired of people making me feel humiliated and less than, including Sean.
I am tired of people humiliating me and making me feel less than. She could not be serious with that statement. The year that Sean and Trisha was together, Sean did not publicly respond to her one time. She humiliated him over and over and over again and sent a massive hate mob at him every single time she got upset. But you guys, she's the one that was humiliated by him. Moving on to the next video, Trisha uploaded a video that was titled Sean Vanderwilt is Gay, where she hysterically is crying and you can barely understand her, but here's a little bit of what she had to say.
He was dancing with was a lesbian at a gay club and said on her Snapchat story and to me privately that she came in holding a guy's hand and kissing him. And I went to his house because I was scared he wasn't calling me back and I was so scared I didn't want him to like hurt himself or feel hurt in any way. This was before I saw the steps and I get there and a girl answers the door. She told me who we went out with last night and I know who the person is. It's one of his friends that he's hung out with on 4th of July Halloween. He introduced his parents. Oh my god. I was in love with him so much, so hard. I loved him. And to be honest, looking back, he played me because he knew exactly how much I loved him. I begged him so many times if there was anything he wanted to tell me. Tell me. If there was anything he wanted to say or do, I was so open about everything. I said, whatever you want to tell me, I'll love you no matter what. He blocked me. He told the girl that was at his apartment because she asked if he was okay because she opened the door for me. She asked him if he was okay, so he must have known I was over there. I texted him and I said I was going to your house. And he told her to tell me to get out. And he told me to leave him alone. No, we're not going to talk anymore. I know, and he told me that multiple times. He's like, if you make a video about anything.
So let's talk about this Snapchat where it somehow proves that Sean is gay. Now this person uploaded this clip onto YouTube and the title was called Proof for Trisha Paytas that Sean Vanderwilt is gay. The first thing I noticed about this is the person that uploaded this put their Instagram handle in the title. You don't do that unless you're trying to get attention and clout. I honestly believe this whole thing was a sad attempt to get attention because the video proves nothing. I wanted to talk to this person, so I tried to go to their Instagram, but the Instagram handle doesn't exist anymore. But basically, as you can see, Sean is dancing, then turns around and walks towards a guy. And once he gets over to him, someone walks in front of the camera and it doesn't show Sean kissing him or doing anything inappropriate. The people in the comments of this video weren't having it either. Someone said, It's convenient that the camera cuts off just before the kiss. This video doesn't actually show him doing anything wrong. And then somebody else said, how is this proof? And then the next one said, where's the big gay kiss everyone's talking about? This just shows him dancing. So what? And then the next one said, doesn't prove anything. He was dancing and walked up to a guy. Doesn't prove a thing. Even if it all happened at a gay club, you don't have to be gay to go to a gay club. Even if he was dancing with a guy, girls do it all the time when they're not lesbian. You're just adding to a double standard. Guys can do it too and still be straight. And I couldn't agree with this person more. So Trisha randomly believes some stranger that's telling her that Sean's making out with a guy in public where people have their phones out and are video recording everything. But somehow this person didn't catch video footage of him kissing this guy. I just don't buy it at all. What do you guys think of the video? Do you think it proves anything, or do you think he was kissing the guy after the camera cut? Let me know in the comments. So of course Trisha didn't stop with her Sean is gay video. In fact, a few hours later, she uploads another video that is titled, This Needs to Be Said.
Anyway, I've had trust issues before and abandonment issues before. It is this whole other level. It has escalated 10 times worse because I would tell everybody, Sean would never lie to me. I trust him 110,000% because he had proved himself time and time again that he was here for me, and he would be so patient with me. I told him I was going to make the video, and he begged me not to. And I said, I'm so sorry. I just was humiliated, you know?
I love how she says she's the one that's humiliated. Even though the year that they were together, she did nothing but berate him and humiliate him. But she's the one that's humiliated, you guys. The next video she uploaded that day was titled, I'm Going Insane. And this is what she had to say in that video.
Oh my god, you guys, I'm so crazy. I Instagrammed him private message, I Snapchatted him, I emailed him. I don't think it's fair for him to not respond or give me closure. If he's not sorry for what he's done, he doesn't need to apologize, but at least an explanation what I did wrong.
She actually said he can't tell me what I did wrong. Trish, you can't be serious. You just can't be serious with that statement. Then, on top of everything else she has been saying in all these videos, she then resorts to trying to make it look like Sean was getting disgusted by her weight. And once again brings up the YouTube stuff, dropping little seeds to her viewers that Sean only cared about the views. Check it out.
I physically can't eat. I went to go make some cereal. And I looked at the cereal and I literally just threw it across my kitchen because I got fat, and then I thought maybe he's disgusted by my weight now. And then I think, did our last video not get enough views for him, for me? Did he think he couldn't use me anymore? And I think, you know, how sad it is that I would let him use me. I would let him do whatever he wanted just to have him in my life. And I'm going insane.
Trisha was the one that pushed Sean to do YouTube. If you watch the vlogs of them, Sean was always shy in front of the camera, and he rarely uploaded on his own channel because he wasn't into YouTube like Trisha was. In fact, Trisha slipped up in one of the videos that she uploaded in response to Sean, and she admitted that he wasn't into YouTube like she was.
No, social media is my life. Unlike him, he doesn't care about social media. He never did, even when we were together. Like, he was very much like, it doesn't fulfill me the way he said that before. He doesn't thrive off of it like I do, because I thrive and I live off of it.
And there's just a lot of clips to back all this up. Trisha just twisted it into money, views, etc, etc. If Sean was actually just in it for clout and money, don't you think each time Trisha made a video of her crying about another breakup that Sean would hop on the opportunity and upload videos on his channel in response to her? Because that would have got him views and attention, but it didn't happen because he never cared about YouTube. So we are at Trisha's final video around December 10th, 2016. Yes, these were all uploaded in one day. The final video is titled, I'm Sorry Sean, Final Video. And shocker, Trisha starts to backtrack and she apologizes to Sean.
Last video I'm making, and probably all these videos will be deleted. I ask you guys to not save these videos and re-upload them. I really beg you to, because it's really embarrassing. I'm really embarrassed by all of this. And in my behavior, and I don't know. I just have to say sorry to Sean. I emailed him and Snapchatted him, and I'm just a mess, and I am so fucking sorry. In no way would I think he should ever talk to me again. Beyond anything that happened, him ignoring me, lying, beyond anything, this is not who I want to be. I don't want to be the person that hurts someone I love. I just never felt so betrayed, and so I felt like I had to hurt back. I shouldn't have done any of those videos. It was all screenshots sent to me. Stupid speculation. It's not anyone's business. And I made it public, and all these people are making things public, and it disgusts me, and I'm disgusted with myself. I created this fucking storm. And now all these channels have been making videos, and I just wish everyone could take all of this down on social media. And I know it escalated it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a crazy person. I'm sorry. I was like in love with you and obsessed with you. I'm sorry.
Do you guys actually believe that Trisha would have posted this video if she actually believed that Sean cheated on her? She admits that it was all speculation, that there's no proof of him cheating or that he was gay, but she continued to upload videos and blow the whole thing out of proportion. During this time of Trisha doing all this, Sean has been silent on social media, and he was getting a lot of hate. 24 hours after Trisha uploaded her apology to Sean, she uploads another video titled "Sean is Suing Me," where she claims that Sean actually filed a lawsuit against her.
I apologize to him for what he did. Like, now I'm getting sued. Sean, show those true colors. Sean, I have told you so many times, if you needed money, boo, like, come to me. Like, I've heard so many times. I was like, hey, if you need a down payment on a car, if you need help with a music video, need help with your rent, boo, I got you. And it's all over the video I had made in regards to commenting about a video he consensually agreed to appear, and he agreed to appear in this video, the Snapchat video. I'm just commenting on some things someone posted and someone sent to me. I'm allowed to do that. I didn't confirm anything. He didn't respond to me, he blocked me. So Sean, I wish you the best. I mean, I kind of gave you this like social platform, which I'm not throwing in your face. I'm very happy for you because I do think you're extremely talented, and I do think you'll go really far, and you do amazing things before me, after me. But this is some snake shit. This is some cold shit. Because if you were planning this, if you were planning this.
She literally says multiple times that it was a lawsuit. She twisted to make it look like Sean is going after her money, and that's why the lawsuit was filed. Guess what? It was all a lie. Sean was never suing her. What actually happened was Sean's agent sent an email to Trisha. It wasn't Sean's lawyer, it was his agent. And basically his agent told Trisha that if she doesn't take the videos down within 24 hours, then they would get legal involved. It wasn't even a cease and desist either, and that would have been the next step if Sean pursued it further. I do not blame Sean for having his agent send that email. Trisha uploaded 5 videos that was full of accusations with no proof to back it up. So what else is Sean supposed to do? Just let her drag his name and reputation through the mud? If he would have publicly came out and addressed this at the time of Trisha uploading all of her videos, he would have been ripped to shreds. Here's the clip of Trisha admitting that Sean never filed a lawsuit.
I don't know. I don't even know the truth, because a lot of people are like, is this a misunderstanding? Is this, I don't know. And I would have loved to have that talk, and I feel like a crazy person. I'm like an actual crazy person. Also, I've been getting so many questions. It was from a publicist that said if the video wasn't taken down within an hour of receipt of the email, legal action would be pursued, but that also was going to follow up with like a cease and desist. So it wasn't a legally binding thing. A lot of people are like, you're not supposed to talk about it. It wasn't like, when I first got it, I was like in shock, and I was like, just what is happening?
One thing that's important to note is Trisha specifically titled one of her videos, "Sean Vanderwilt is gay." That's stating as a fact with no proof to back it up. But before she even uploaded the "Sean is Suing Me" video, she changed the title of her video to say, "Is Sean Vanderwilt gay?" So she knows she was putting out information that was slanderous to Sean, and she's trying to be sneaky and cover it up. There is one more video that I want to show you guys before we get into Sean's statement. About 4 days after she announced that Sean was suing her on December 15th, Trisha uploads a video that's seriously titled "Anxiety and Runny Diarrhea." I don't know if this was Trish just trolling or her conscience was starting to get to her. She gives a little bit too much information in this video, but here's what she had to say.
Still not really sleeping. I mean, I do eat a little bit here and there, so like don't worry about that or anything. It's just gotten like so far. There was like articles published now. It's just, this has all gotten like way too far. And now I have this, I mean, I can't stop going to the bathroom. So I haven't eaten, like, I mean, I'll like literally, I'll order something and I'll have like 2 bites of it and like that's it. It's only because my stomach hurts so bad. It's this weird, it's this awful pit in my stomach. It's an awful pit because I just feel like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a pit that I did something horrible. I don't know if it's a pit that something horrible is coming to me. I don't, it's this pit and I can't stop going to the bathroom. It's like this runny diarrhea and it comes like every like half hour.
Like I said, definitely too much information, but I had to include it. After everything was put online about Sean, he stayed silent through it all. But a few months after everything calms down, he uploads a video titled What Went Down with Trisha Paytas. Sean keeps it classy and tells his side of things, but he doesn't expose Trisha in any way.
Everyone's wondering why I've stayed off social media. And the reason why is because the past 2 months has been hell. And all the hate messages and the bashing, when none of you even know who I am. And I've always been there for Trisha Paytas from day one. I've been there through everything, all the ups and downs, all of the drama and crap, all of the ups and downs with blasting our relationship online. And you know, I am not gonna come on here, I'm not gonna come on YouTube and bash Trisha and belittle her, because that's not who I am. As you all can see from my videos, I love to have fun, I love to dance, and I love to have a damn good time. And me and Trisha have been out to every type of situation you can think of. Gay clubs, straight clubs, it doesn't matter, because neither of us have ever cared about that. We were always going to just have fun and have a great time. You know, and now there's this video circulating online of me having a damn good time and dancing and having fun like I usually do. I was with my agents, I was with my friends, doing what I usually do, dancing with everybody that was with us, that wasn't with us, picking up strangers, dancing with them. That's what I do. That's what I'm known for. When people go out with me, that's what they expect Sean to do. And now that this video showing I'm having a good time, I'm obviously drunk, has completely ruined my life. When I did nothing wrong. Because of this situation, my reputation is just being dragged through the mud. It's not cool. It's not cool, and I'm not gonna do that to anybody else because I'm not that person. I never have been that person, and I'm not gonna begin now. I don't care.
I fully believe Sean is telling the truth in this video, and I know Sean could have exposed a lot on Trisha in this video, but he did not go into any details about anything she did to him, which really shows what kind of person he is. If you thought that this video might have given Trisha the closure she desperately wanted, think again, because she did respond to this video, and once again, she makes herself into a victim.
The whole internet asking me to respond to something that is clearly bullshit and fake and just for money and views. So call me an opportunist all you want, but I'm not the one who put up a video with both our names, full names in the title, where you explain absolutely nothing. Sean made a video saying what went down with me, where he gave the internet closure, but still has yet to give me any closure. But no, when those snaps came out, he said, don't make a video on it or I'll never talk to you again. I never dragged his name through the mud. I'm not the one who sent him a letter saying, I'm gonna sue you. To me, he's still someone that I'm still deeply attached to. He knows this. So I question just why now, when I finally moved on and happy. I don't understand. I feel sick and weak, and I feel like I did back in December. Just completely in the dark. No idea what I did to warrant being blocked and all this stuff. This was before any of the videos. Before I ever made a video, I contacted him, I texted him, I tried to talk to him. It wasn't until I went to his apartment and he told me to get the f out, and the last text said leave me alone and then blocked me. What did I do that was so bad that once I finally healed myself, I have to have all these like wounds reopened?
She actually had the nerve to come at Sean for even responding to her million videos. That's a very common thing with Trisha. She can push and push and push people, but the moment anyone tries to say something in response to her, she can't handle it. After all this, things calmed down and Trisha moved on with Jason, and I believe Sean went on tour with Cher. Shockingly, Sean did a couple collabs with Trisha a year or so ago, and he even sat down on her podcast, The Dish with Trish. We listened to it a little bit earlier in the video, but I want to play the rest of it for you guys.
What happened then? This is the night. We are not together this night. You go out to a club.
So you guys, I'm at dinner, and it's my agent's birthday from GTA. So I'm there with my agent, her husband, a bunch of friends, gay, straight, people of all walks of life. And then afterwards, so Trisha calls me at dinner, and Trisha was really upset. You remember this? Mm-hmm. You're really upset. I said, I'm out to dinner. I got to talk to you later. And you were like mad and pissed off, and you were going through something, and I couldn't be there for you at that moment. And I said, listen, I'll call you when I'm done. I'll call you later. So after this, they all want to go to the Abbey. The Abbey is a gay club in West Hollywood. I'll go anywhere. I don't give a shit. Everyone has fun, whatever. And I was wasted. So these 3 girls come up to me. It was 2 or 3 girls and dancing. They're like, oh yeah, Sean. And I was obliviated. I had no idea like who they were, what, this and that. And I was dancing with everybody. I was dancing with my agent and her husband. I was dancing with a few of the other dancers that were there all out there. Anyway, that's what it was. So this girl, if you see that stupid video that she put out, films me dancing with another dancer from the agency, and we're sitting there having fun, like not doing anything. I'm dancing, like just letting loose and having fun and throwing myself. So the way this girl videoed, which really makes me mad, is to look like I was doing something, to look like Sean was cheating on Trisha. I mean, if you look at the video, you guys, that's exactly what it was.
So why'd you get so pissed?
Because right away you said I have to make a video and address this, and I said, why? I said, this has nothing to do with us.
But you blocked me.
Well, Trish, the last time we talked, I was in a store, and you told me I have to make a video and say I didn't know about my boyfriend. That's what you said. What? And I said, why would you do? I said, why would you do that?
I did not say that.
You said it's all right.
About your boyfriend?
No, about saying that I was gay, that you did not know. In all honesty, though, I blocked you because I was like, oh my God, this person I love and care about so much is going to throw me under the bus, just like this girl did in the club to try to get clout.
I get it.
You know why that girl did that. Because she wanted attention because of you. You know that.
I know. Yeah, we're so intense. I know. I get it.
But this is true.
No, I get it. I was just asking you
really
why to hear it from you. No, but the thing is like, I know why you blocked me. I was just asking you specifically, like, why did that upset you so much if you knew what happened? Okay, think about it like this, right? We go back to me being a little Sean and keeping my life private. All of a sudden, something came on blast that was not even true. And the person I cared about the most in my life, who I was with, which was you, was going to jump on the bandwagon with them. You're gonna make me cry.
I know, but I'm going to make me cry too. But then they were going to, I'm sorry, but they were going to make me, you were going to jump on the bandwagon with me.
And I did.
And I
feel so bad to this day.
It's okay, but I.
No, but it's not.
Look at me. I still love you, but I love you so much. And for me, like, we just confided so much in each other. And I said, why is she going to do this when?
Because I knew it was the most triggering thing. If I did a video that said Sean Vanderbilt is gay, I knew it would like trigger you so hard. And I felt so bad for that. Because like, I still feel bad.
I said, God, I don't want to do this because I don't want to not talk to you anymore. It killed me.
Yeah, and I did it to be mean. Like, the only reason I ever titled that was to be mean, and I was just like everyone else that was using gay as an insult. And like, I knew that you were open about your sexuality from the beginning. I mean, I always knew that. It was never like a trick or anything. I knew you were open to everything, and that's why I was like, it just made me upset. And then it made me so upset that people used it as like this trigger, and it like triggered you, and like it made you upset.
It just made me upset because what they said happened and what they said in the video, none of that happened. This is not what happened. But if Trisha co-signs this, then it's going to make me look like a certain individual, and that's my whole life. I've always cared what people thought of me, so I was like, this is gonna like ruin me inside, you know.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I have horrible karma from all my videos. I literally have the worst karma. So
once again, I believe everything Sean is saying is the truth. I do not believe he cheated on her that night. I think he went out, had fun with his friends, and I think that infuriated Trisha. Trisha has issues with allowing her boyfriends to live a life outside of her. She doesn't like them working, she doesn't like them to spend time with their family, and she hates them hanging out with their friends. If Trisha works or hangs out with her family, that's okay, but her boyfriends are not allowed to do that, and that is a red flag of abusive relationships. Before we move on to Jason, there is one more clip that I want to play.
You know, exposing someone makes you feel good in the moment, right? You want your truth out there, even if it's not true, if it's just a warped reality, if it is true reality, whatever. You know, it feels good in the moment, but like, you know, and you want to be associated with that person, right? You want to publicly be tied to that person. That clout feels good. You have that connection to that person forever. You're like, yeah, that's right. You know, I'm in this person's life, but ultimately that's ruining you. It's ruining you from the inside. And I'm saying this once again from experience, whether it's those actors I mentioned, because I want to be connected to them, or Sean, who I exposed. it wasn't my place to expose him for the stuff that I did or that I insinuated. You know what I mean? I had such bad karmatic energy coming back to me for that, and I still think I'm receiving a lot of it, and that's why I take it when things come back. I'm like, you know what, I'm accepting this right now.
She knows she had this bad karma for what she did to Sean because she knows Sean did nothing to her. He was always there for her, even though she put him through hell for a year. I know this segment was really long, but I felt I had to show you guys every single video that I could because there isn't much coverage on this relationship, and showing you everything I could find was important to show the emotional manipulation and abuse that Sean was dealing with while millions of people watched. I do believe Sean loved and cared for her, but I also believe he needed a fucking break from her, which is why he was out with his friends that night. Trisha owes Sean a very public apology, and she needs to tell the full truth and clear his name. And I'm not just talking about lightly brushing over on a podcast or anything like that. He needs a full video dedicated to him and a very public apology. She also needs to stop talking about him and telling everyone that he is gay publicly like she has over the past 4 years. In Trisha's twisted brain, she probably still blames Sean for everything. Trisha, personally, if I was Sean, I would have sued the hell out of you for what you did because the damages that you caused him are pretty severe. After fully researching Sean's story, I am absolutely shocked you got away with the way you behaved online and how you manipulated both Sean and your fans. You are very dangerous with your platform, and you should be ashamed of yourself for what you did. From December 2017 to February 2019, Trisha dated fellow YouTuber Jason Nash. Jason is 48 years old and is known for being a part of the Vlog Squad and David Dobrik's best friend. Jason does have his own YouTube channel with over 3 million subscribers. Prior to dating Trisha, Jason was married to a successful TV producer that he had 2 children with. After he divorced his ex-wife, Jason stayed single for a little while until he met Trisha. Jason was the first real YouTuber that Trisha dated, because think what you will about Sean, but I believe he was never into YouTube. He filmed for Trisha and uploaded on his channel because Trisha pushed him to do it, but Jason was already an established YouTuber when he met Trisha, with about 1 million subscribers, so their relationship was documented from the beginning for the world to see. So how did they meet? They were actually set up on a date by a mutual friend.
Yes! I have someone in mind. Do you know who Trisha Paytas is?
Okay, so wait a minute. You found somebody?
I found someone that I think you and her would be very compatible.
How old is she?
30.
That's a great age. In her prime.
Do you want to see a picture of her? Do you know who she is? She has like half-hour-long videos of her just eating. Are you trying to date a YouTuber?
I'm not trying to date a YouTuber, but
we just want somebody to date.
Jason actually stood Trisha up a couple times before actually going through with the first date.
Well, y'all, it happened. I got flaked on. At 4:37, 23 minutes before said time to pick me up. Hey, I'm not gonna be done by 5. How's tomorrow morning or early afternoon, late morning? I can come to you. I say, it's all good, another time. So last week, I told you I got stood up. Remember when I was all pretty sitting on this very couch and I was like, he stood me up 25 minutes before. Well, look who came through.
Hey!
The guy who stood me up.
Morning date.
Morning date at 9 a.m. And then after he stood me up, he's like, do you want to go out tomorrow at 9 a.m.? I was like, that is not a date.
I go to bed at like 7, so.
He's a dad, an actual father.
Yeah.
And I think it's super cool.
Out of all of Trisha's relationships, I feel Jason was the one that Trisha truly loved. In my opinion, I feel Trisha is still in love with Jason today, which is one reason she can't move on from talking about him. Their relationship ended in 2019, and Trisha has talked about Jason constantly for the past 2 years, trying to destroy his life. Yes, Trisha did the same thing to Sean, but the difference between Sean and Jason is Trisha eventually moved on with Jason, which made her stop obsessing over Sean. I believe even though Trisha is engaged to Moses, now married to Moses I should say, she never got over Jason, because if she was truly over him, she would have stopped obsessing over Jason like she did with Sean. The relationship between Jason and Trisha was very toxic. They both did hurtful things to each other. They constantly fought on camera, and they were constantly breaking up with each other.
We're gonna go see Trisha. Jason's in a fight with her though.
We're broken up.
You are?
I think so. I don't know. You know what? I wish the next guy the fucking best. I really do. I wish him the best. Because I'd love to see the next fucking sad ass son of a bitch that puts up with this shit.
Okay, Jason.
We're broken up. He's single. He can do whatever he wants, so I want people to know that.
I do know that Jason is not completely innocent in this relationship, but there have been a lot of lies that have been spread online about him, and based on evidence that Trisha posted online herself, I believe Jason was being abused both physically and mentally by Trisha. Trisha somehow managed to minimize to the public the things that she did to Jason, and somehow managed to make herself into this ultimate victim, especially when she was on the podcast Frenemies. So Jason's segment is going to be a little different than the other ones that we have done. The timelines are going to be kind of all over the place, but we're going to go into different categories, documenting what I found to be toxic and abusive on Trisha's part. A common pattern we see in Trisha's relationships is her expectations are very unrealistic at times, and she is extremely possessive of her boyfriends. From the beginning, Jason couldn't do anything right. He was constantly walking on eggshells. For example, in the beginning of their relationship, they went on a date to medieval times, and Trisha got mad at Jason because he was walking ahead of her.
You're not a gentleman.
I am a gentleman.
No, you're not. You went 5,000 feet ahead of me.
What was I supposed to do?
What if a horse ran me over? Whatever, man.
What did I do?
You always are so far ahead of me.
I thought you walked ahead.
We're breaking up. If we're officially dating now, we're also officially breaking up.
See, this is why we're not dating.
Actually, no, because
I am like that. I do walk ahead.
No, I know, but if we were actually dating, I'd be a lot more desperate and I would let you get away with everything, so that's what I do.
That's the other thing I hate about dating.
What?
It's because you have to like guess what the other person wants all the time.
No, I'm telling you, I just told you the opposite. When I'm dating someone, you can literally do anything.
But no, you just did it. I walked ahead of you. So let's say we were dating.
I was kidding. If we were dating, I'd be like, oh, it's fine. Here, let me help you. I'm like so attentive when I'm dating, so I need to keep somebody.
It's kind of funny her saying that she is different when in a relationship, when that's not true at all. Her possessiveness and expectations get worse once she's in that relationship. She would also constantly get mad at him for letting go of her hand to vlog because he had to hold the camera.
You unheld my hand to vlog? Thank you. I was like, are you kidding me right now?
He was so used to her constantly nagging on him for not holding her hand while filming that he did both just to make her happy, even though it was extremely awkward and hard to film while holding her hand.
I would do better camera work right now, but she's holding my hand, and if I let go of the hand,
I'm not sure that.
she's gonna
don't like each other.
She's gonna get upset. Watch.
Jason, you do that on purpose for the cameras. I like crazy. We love holding hands.
No, I'm gonna maybe do some camera work, and then when I put the camera away, I'll go back to hold your hand. But you need to trust the fact that I'm gonna re-hold your hand.
But you don't all the time.
I do, because you'll grab it. This arm's getting tired. Can I use this arm to record?
Whatever.
Here. There you go.
It's not as comfortable.
Well, look, beggars can't be choosers.
She even got aggravated at him one night because he had to drop something off with his kids, and he was going to take Trisha home and come back later after he got done doing what he needed. But Trisha got so mad and threw a tantrum in the car.
Trish, how was your day today?
It was great until you started being mean to me.
Why were you being mean to me?
When was I mean to you?
He was trying to drop me off at my house.
What a son of a gun.
I know. He's like, I'm going to drop you off and come back in a couple hours. I'm like, you're not going to come back.
Couple hours? Back the truck up.
I have to go bring my kids dog food, so I said, why don't you go to your house? She threw a tantrum in the passenger seat. She put her feet on the roof of the car, on the ceiling of the car.
I said, don't let me out.
Oh, wow. What did that look like?
It was crazy.
She can put her...
Another example is one night Trisha said that she was madly in love with Jason, and Jason responded with that he loved her. But in Trisha's mind, Jason was supposed to say that he was madly in love with her, not just in love with her.
I said I was madly in love with Jason, and he said I concur. And I said, wait, you're madly in love with me? And then he's like, I don't know. Wait, I don't know. And I was like, I really want to know this. I need to continue this conversation off camera.
I love you. Yeah, let's just...
But like madly in love is different than I love you.
Yeah. That is different. Just go slow. Give me time.
That was so crazy. That was so intense.
Everything is intense with you. Everything. I constantly feel like I'm like, either I say something on the podcast or...
And another time is Trisha specifically asked Jason to pick which Kardashian he would choose to date, and she got aggravated over his answer because it wasn't what Trisha expected of him.
All the Kardashians? I'd probably pick her.
You pick Chloe?
Yeah, to be friends with, not to be romantic with.
Who would you be romantic with of the
Kim.
Kardashians? You were supposed to say nobody.
Really?
Compared to you.
Kim Kardashian's very pretty.
You're not allowed to talk about women.
Oh, okay.
She also got aggravated with Jason for going for a run while they were on vacation because he left her alone.
Did it bother you that I ran for 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was sad. We just got here.
Why did that bother you?
We just got into paradise and I was all left alone.
Yeah, but you don't understand what that does for me, even like a nice 20-minute run.
You don't understand what you being around me does to me. Or what you leaving me does to me.
Isn't it better when I come back? Like, you're like, oh, he's back. Don't you, isn't the absence makes the heart grow fonder? You don't,
dumb.
You don't believe in that.
Dumb phrase.
A lot of people swear by it.
I don't.
I'd say most of the world does.
I forget people when they leave me for too long. I'm like, oh, they're forgotten.
Jason went on a lot of vacations with Trisha, and Jason honestly didn't like traveling all the time because it was tiring for him because of his age to constantly travel, but he did it to make Trisha happy. One vacation that they went on was a trip to Hawaii. They literally just landed, and Trisha wanted to go see an Elvis impersonator as soon as they got there, and the show was an hour drive.
Saying, we just landed in Hawaii. We're doing a car ride to the airport. Right when we land, you want to drive an hour to go to an Elvis show.
Yes. It's only Monday through Thursday, and we're not here Monday night. Are you down to go?
I'm down to go because I know it means a lot to you. I'll go.
Why are you like so tired?
I'm not so tired, but I just want to like chill. But it's cool. We can go.
It's the only night though. Like I honestly would wait because
I really want to go. Huh?
Yeah.
All right. If you really want to go,
are you kidding me? Yeah.
Don't you just want to chill out?
No. Yes, I do, but like it's Elvis.
Jason didn't really want to go to the show because it was a very long plane ride and he didn't really want to drive an hour just to go see an Elvis impersonator, but he went to make Trisha happy.
There she is. Guys, I don't want to go to Elvis. I don't want to get in the car and drive an hour and go to Elvis. But I feel like it would break her heart. So now I'm going to have to go to Elvis right now. And it's an hour drive and we just landed.
Later on, Jason and Trisha were reacting to videos of them, and this clip that we just watched was in the compilation that they were watching. And Trisha got so mad at Jason for not telling her that he didn't want to go.
I never saw that clip! What? Where did you put that clip? Did you put that in your vlog?
Yeah, one of my vlogs, yeah.
You said you don't want to go to Elvis?
I didn't at the time. At the time, I didn't.
Jason, I said, are you sure?
I know, and I said yes because...
So you lied to me.
I did, I lied to you. Because I wanted to go for you. I was like, all right, I'll go for her, but I don't want to go. Okay, this is what happened. We were on a plane for 6 hours to Hawaii. We got there, we were in the car, and they told you about Elvis, and you got so excited to go. And the guy was like, yeah, it's about an hour and a half away. To fly 6 hours, to land, and then get in a car.
We were on vacation together.
I know, but we just had gotten there's like a don't you like to decompress?
I don't know what that means. We're on vacation together.
Listen, and I was so glad we went to Elvis because it was really fun. But at that
moment,
moment,
that in your vlog.
Yeah, I put stuff in my vlog that is real. That was like our real moment.
Oh, now you're real. Now you're a real vlogger.
Well, what? I think that's a great moment to put in. And then in the end of the vlog, I said I was so happy that we went. Even though, in the outro, I said, even though I didn't want to go, I was so happy that...
Whatever.
Now, if he would have told her no from the get-go, she would have gotten mad at him, and they would have had a big fight in Hawaii. And I know this because that's exactly how she acts, and that's exactly what happened when Trisha impulsively bought Hamilton tickets. The show was for that evening, so it was very last minute, and Trisha wanted Jason to go, and he told her that he didn't want to go.
Tuesday morning, Trisha got some tickets to Hamilton. She spent a lot of money on them, and she asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, I don't really want to go. So her feelings were really hurt, and I felt bad about that, and then we sort of fought all day about it. I was like, yes, I'll go. Please let me go. She said, no, you don't want to go. You never want to do anything with me. And so eventually I did go to the show Tuesday night, and we saw Hamilton in New York, and it was really great.
So Trisha got mad and guilted him, and she started saying things like he never does anything she wants to do, and there's no point of them being in a relationship, etc., etc.
Why are you mad at Jason?
We're not together. He said the day, why are we even dating? And then I said it right now. I was like, you're making a good point. Like, why are we even dating?
I up, and then she wouldn't let me make it better, and then that was it. She got a little tipsy last night, and she bought Hamilton tickets, like at a spur of a moment. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. She was fine going to Phantom with her friend last night. This morning, when I was kind of in a bad mood and stressed about my work, She was like, do you want to go to Hamilton tonight? And I was like, I'd rather blow my head off.
That's what you said?
Yeah. I just don't like musicals that much. And the last time I went to Hamilton, I fell asleep. So then I was kind of mad that I was like, well, I don't want to go to Hamilton. I want to like film tonight stuff. By the time I'd said that, I already made it so bad. And then I was like, okay, I'll go. And by then she'd already invited her friend. I just ruined it, so.
Jason ended up going to the show with her anyways, even though he didn't want to, but Trisha guilted him so much to the point where he took all the blame for ruining the evening. He ended up buying her tickets for another show in Chicago the very next evening because he felt so guilty.
I felt bad about last night. I'm really sorry. So, I got you 2 tickets for tonight.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Are you f***ing with me? I swear to God, if you're f***ing with me, I'm gonna kill you. Are you really f***ing with me right now?
No, why would I do that?
Is that what you were doing with the credit card?
Yeah.
Are you f***ing with me?
No, I'm not.
You're gonna sit through Hamilton again tonight.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
No.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding.
Oh my God, this is crazy. Did you get the 3rd row tickets?
Yeah. They were so well priced, I had to get them.
So he sat through Hamilton 2 nights in a row, even though he hates musicals, just to make her happy. If she wouldn't have blown it up into this big thing, it wouldn't have been such a big deal, but because Jason didn't do what was exactly expected of him, of course she freaks out. Trisha is very selfish in her relationships. It's all about her interests, what she wants, and she expects her partners to cater to her every move and drop everything they are doing if she decides she wants to do something. Now, the last clip I want to show you guys in this segment is Trisha wanted to drive to Disney World at 4 p.m. and Jason told her no, and her response was so childish.
Vlog, I told Daddy Jason we should go to Disneyland and he said no to me.
It's 4 o'clock on a Thursday. I'm not going to drive to Disneyland now.
Why?
It's a suicide mission.
But I want it.
I know you want it. You can't have everything you want.
What is this?
I'll turn you into a monster.
No, this is not the relationship I signed up for. You're supposed to say yes to everything.
I know some of these clips may look like Trisha is joking or being lighthearted about certain situations, but I personally believe she is serious in all these clips. She just plays it up for the camera so she doesn't look worse than she already does. Also, the examples that I just showed you guys is only a small fraction of the clips of her behaving this way. From the beginning of this relationship, Jason just couldn't do anything right and he was constantly walking on eggshells. As I said earlier, Jason has 2 kids from a previous marriage. Jason and his ex-wife get along and co-parent together really well. With Trisha's jealousy issues and attachment issues, it's quite obvious this was going to be a big problem for her. From what I researched online, Jason seems like an excellent father, very involved with his kids, and they are always his #1 priority.
I was talking to this girl last night on Instagram. She's age appropriate. She's 35. I was realizing at what point do I tell her that I live with 4 20-year-olds, that I really don't have time for a girlfriend because all I do is make videos, that I have 2 children, and she'd never, ever be able to compete with them in terms of how much I love them.
Jason and his ex-wife seem to have a very healthy co-parenting relationship. It seems to be very important to both of them to have their kids in a stable, healthy environment, even though they are divorced. So Jason and his ex would do things together from time to time with the kids, and Jason even wanted to move close to his ex-wife so that he would be nearby for the kids. This is something Trisha didn't understand.
I'll be honest, I don't think he was over his last serious relationship. He would take her out to dinner for his birthday and not invite me to. He would swim at her pool and do all these things, and he tells me he wants to get a house right next door to her. And it would make me a little uncomfortable only for the fact that I never was really invited to these things, and it just made me feel like I was never going to be taken seriously. And it's fine. Like, I don't want to be the wedge between anything. Like, if he wants to make his other relationship work, that's fine.
I believe Trisha was insanely jealous of Jason's ex-wife. Jason was stuck in the middle between the mother of his children and Trisha.
First, let me say that I'm not in love with my ex-wife. I just wanted to live close by. When I go hang out with my ex-wife and my 2 kids, I'm trying to give my kids moments where it's the 4 of us. And I don't guess she doesn't understand that. I'm trying to, if you think about my little girl, for her to not, have her mom and dad at the same time and not ever have those moments, I think that's really sad. So I want to give them those moments. I want to give them the appearance that we do all love each other, because it's not even for appearances. We do all love each other. I love my ex-wife. She's an incredible woman. It turned out that I couldn't live with her. It turned out that we wanted different things. My ex-wife has, you know, jumped leaps and bounds, and she has a boyfriend. She has an amazing boyfriend, and he's a cool dude, and I'm fine with it. I would have invited Trisha to come out to dinner with me and my ex-wife, but there was just so much animosity between the two of them, and there was a lot of vitriol coming from Trisha all the time about her. I probably should have introduced everybody, but I never did, because there was just like, oh man, it's going to be awful. It's going to be a fight. They're polar opposites.
Trisha's made a lot of remarks about Jason's ex-wife online. In the clip that I'm getting ready to play, Trisha is pressuring Jason into marrying her, and he replies with that it was rough when he was married the first time. And she replies back and says that's because you married someone who was rough.
I just want to get married.
I got married before, and it was like, you know, rough.
Yeah, because you married a rough girl.
She even crossed a major line when she posted her video, Why David Dobrik is a Horrible Human Being. We all know this video set off the final breakup between Trisha and Jason, which was over jokes that David made about Tana and Jason. Well, in that video, she drags Jason's ex-wife into it, and this is what she said.
You know, so many things have happened where Jason just gives zero, he blatantly disregards everything I say. Respect for me, like back in September when he got the house, he had told me that he got this house to surprise me. But when he asked his ex-wife, she said, absolutely not. If you move in with Trish, like, I will take you to court and I will take the kids away from you, even though she never sees the kids. Jason has them every weekend. They have a full-time nanny. I was like, she's not going to take, he takes them to school every morning. Like, she's not going to take them away from you. You literally are their primary caregiver. You know what I mean? Like, but he was so scared, and that was like the big threat. And I was like, first of all, what an evil person to threaten to take away someone's kids. But also, like, and you notice, like, when I came around, she like took the kids out of like the vlogs, which is fine, but they were in like David's, which were way worse and more vulgar than mine. And then she was living with her boyfriend. That was the kicker of it. She had her boyfriend living with her. It's like, his ex-wife invited him to Thanksgiving, but I couldn't come. Even though I spend time with the kids all the time, and I'm not allowed to come. It's like she's like just a really evil person. She takes her kids to feminist marches, yet says, oh, she does that naked stuff. It's like, that's what a feminist is empowering other women and their bodies and not sexualizing stuff. It's like I mean, this whole thing wasn't gonna work. I mean, she's like evil and controlling.
Her doing something this extreme and trash talking his ex-wife like she did probably caused a lot of problems for Jason. This is what angers me about Jason's story. He definitely made some insensitive comments and jokes about Trisha's weight and eating habits, but in my opinion, I feel like Trisha blew it way out of proportion. But then she turns around and says such evil stuff like this, calling his ex-wife rough and evil, etc., etc. That's crossing a major line and interfering with Jason's relationship with his kids. And when Trisha mentioned his ex-wife in this video, he was not happy about it.
It was about that. Like, you called me a creep in the video. You said all these things that weren't true.
Because I was shocked. I was shocked at your reaction.
You said things about my ex-wife. I mean, like, it was too much.
And I told you that.
Overreaction. Or just keep it about me and David. But don't, like, bring all these other people into it.
The only person I regret talking about besides you and David is your ex-wife. I shouldn't have talked about her, and I don't know her. We've never met, so it's not like I can just say this to her face and go to her or like email her. I don't know any of her information. Like, I mean, I shouldn't have brought it up. I felt really bad. Obviously, I just like that I regret. That's the only other thing I regret. Everything else I don't regret.
To be honest, I am sure his ex-wife knew what was truly going on behind the scenes. I understand her concern for her children. I don't think it had anything to do with Trisha doing adult content. I just think she was genuinely worried about her children being around Trisha. I believe the main problems in this relationship was that Jason had a family and a social life outside of Trisha. I think she was jealous of Jason's relationship with David Dobrik, and she was also insanely jealous over Jason's ex-wife.
I've told him this before. Like, I used to like
go for guys specifically that had like no family, no friends. So it was like such a different person for Jason because he's close with his like mom and dad and his like he has kids and obviously he has a ton of friends and like that's not the type I go for. So like I think you're right. I feel like I've isolated boyfriends in the past or like just chose people who are already isolated.
After Jason and Trisha broke up, Trisha published a book that was titled 101 Poems About My Ex-Boyfriend. I ended up reading this book and there are multiple poems about Jason's ex-wife that are pretty interesting. I'm going to read a couple of the poems that are out of this book. The first poem is titled Betrayed. You want her. You do. You choose her over me and I can't let this go. I am breaking inside and you can't understand. You can't see or you don't care. You use so many excuses. You choose so many in my place. I will never be priority. I will not be missed. I will be replaced. This hurts so bad. This hurts so bad. The world will know it needs to know. I need to let someone know. I can't hang on, not even for you. I can't hang on because you don't want me. You don't fight for me. You don't care. Why don't you care? Fight for me, damn it. And love me forever. But you can't and you won't. And you know why. You want her and him and him and him. So this poem, in my opinion, is about Jason's ex and David Dobrik. The thing with Trisha is she doesn't understand what it takes to co-parent in a healthy way. Her parents were divorced, living on opposite sides of the country. Jason's family ethic is the opposite of what she grew up in. Him choosing his ex in certain situations isn't him choosing her over Trisha. It's Jason choosing the kids over Trisha. It's also quite obvious that Trisha has a lot of resentment towards David Dobrik. I don't think she ever cared about any of the stuff that she exposed on him. She just wanted to destroy him because he took too much of Jason's time away from her. The other poem I want to read is titled Me or Her. You should have stayed with her. You should have put up with your misery. So you're not living in double misery. She makes you miserable now and then, but at least then there was only one person causing you misery. Now there's multiple, and you know why. You feel guilty. But your guilt will only be erased if you go back. Go back and live in your misery. A simple misery, not the one now. You want a simple life? Well, make a choice. I do too, but you can't see. I'll change for you and we'd be free. But you love misery, don't you? You love me, you love her. You can't have both. So you sit in double misery, me or her. Who causes it worse? Go back, go back. You should have stayed. Your guilt will kill you. Misery fulfills you. And I'm left with nothing. So I thought those two poems were really, really interesting. And I wasn't expecting to read poems about his ex-wife in this book that she published, but there are multiple poems that are in reference to her. It's just really strange how she views things. Jason even said his ex-wife had a boyfriend that he really liked, so I don't really understand why Trisha felt so insecure about Jason's ex-wife and why she was constantly driving a wedge between them. I think Jason's ex-wife is a big reason why the relationship ended, and we'll get more into that once we get to the breakup. When I was researching and watching all the vlogs for this episode, one thing I noticed a lot is when Trisha would get mad or aggravated with Jason, she would hit him on the arm a lot. And knowing what we know now with Moses and the bruises that she left on his arm, it's very concerning seeing clips of her hitting Jason on the arm. I'm going to show you guys a bunch of clips, and the first few that I'm going to show you guys was very early in their relationship, and it didn't seem to bother Jason when she would do it. So the first one has copyrighted music, so I'm gonna talk over it. Basically, Jason makes a joke and she starts hitting his arm, and then he makes another joke and then she starts hitting him some more, which you see right here. If you want to hear the actual audio to this clip, I linked an unlisted video in the description box down below.
Do you like Trisha?
Yeah, a lot.
More than a friend?
I don't know.
No, he doesn't, and that's fine. I'm fine with it, but that's what I'm saying.
I didn't say anything.
Ow! Ow! Oh my god, I think I have to go to the hospital.
Shut up. People are gonna think you're serious. You're gonna show that too. You can't even show the vlog.
I'm kidding. Huh? That's a joke.
Not a funny joke.
No.
Only I can ask other guys.
Okay. So we're going to the beach. We're going to walk 3 miles. The walk from Santa Monica Pier to Venice Pier is 3 miles.
When we're walking back, then I take it, right? Because you're gonna park at Santa Monica.
Well, maybe we could Uber back.
I thought you're into fitness. Oh, sorry. Someone did say that. I said I never abuse it to you, and someone literally like pieced together on Twitter all the times I hit you, and I'm like, oh my god, it's like.
But towards the end of their relationship, when Trisha would do this to Jason, he would tense up and react more to her hitting him, and I have a couple examples of that.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
Babe, I'm hungry. I don't want Wolfgang Puck. Babe, I'm hungry. I don't want Wolfgang Puck. I'm not a child. I don't need cheese.
Maybe all of it was playful, but in some of these clips, she's hitting him pretty hard, and he seems to have more of a reaction to it the longer he was in the relationship. I know when I was physically abused, I would tense up or flinch when my boyfriend would yell or make any movements towards me out of fear of being hit. And the way he rubs his arm in that one clip after she hits him is just really concerning. Trisha has a habit of getting physical with people when she gets angry. For example, on an episode of Frenemies, Ethan playfully hits her with slime in the face, and Trisha's reaction was to throw slime at his head and hit him in the arm.
The first person to host it.
Okay. No! You piece of shit.
Wait. You're so angry right now.
You triggered.
You threw that at my head really hard.
It didn't even hit you. Oh my God, stop being such a drama queen. It literally didn't hit you.
Okay, but there's a knife close to you. Okay, all right.
You did it to me.
It was just a light thing.
Did it? It whacked my head.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, that was just a light
all right,
thing.
sorry. Let's move on. Let's forget this happened. Let's put the glue back in the jar.
Do you want to hit me one more time? Because I did too.
No, I'm okay.
Why? Now you're making me feel bad. Can you hit me one more time?
Okay, if you want me to.
Yeah, because I did too, right?
Okay,
Go
ready?
ahead. Sorry, that was a little aggressive.
Okay.
But I thought we were having fun.
I appreciate the equality.
Okay, I'm ready.
Ready?
Oh, that was my face! I hit your face.
Of course I was going to hit your face. We're equal.
Trisha seems to get physical with people over the smallest things, so I can't even imagine how she acts once the camera is off and somebody makes her really angry. The next thing I want to show you guys is a Reddit post that was posted anonymously by Jason's ex-girlfriend that he dated after Trisha. She didn't name any names and was looking for advice. We know this is Jason's ex-girlfriend because when you click on the Reddit profile, pictures pop up of her and they are all posted years prior to her making this post. And it's definitely the girl that Jason dated. I'm only going to read the parts that are relevant to the situation, but if you want to read the full thing, it's fully up on the screen. Basically, she starts off by saying how she met him, how they grew their relationship, etc., etc. She does say that she is in her mid-20s and he is in his mid-40s, which lines up with Jason's ex-girlfriend as well. And the part that I want to read says the following. In the beginning of my feelings, it was brought to my attention that the man had suffered from BPD and had severe PTSD from his past relationship, which ended in May. We met in late June. And that lines up with the whole timeline with Trisha. She went on to say his past partner used to physically and mentally abuse him, stalk him, attempt to ruin his career, and more to the point where sometimes I would hear him cry himself to sleep. He used to flinch sleeping next to me out of the fear of being hit. The longer the relationship went on, the more annoyed I began to get. I felt like I was being played and that my patience had been ignored. I had numerous conversations about starting a relationship, even if it went very slow, but he still couldn't seem to get over his ex and the baggage that came with their relationship. And then the next part I want to read, she says, although I am truly in love with this man, I feel like my emotions are often invalidated. While in New York, a mutual friend of mine who knew both of them prior to me told me a horror story about his ex-girlfriend with graphic details of how she stalked him in a series of audio messages his ex sent my friend while high, confessing to crashing her car into his, calling his job, slandering him online, hitting him, and graphic details of violent actions she did to him. After getting this information, I am starting to feel selfish for leaving him and I want to be a better friend to him. This is the most damning piece of evidence that we have that Trisha was abusing Jason both physically and mentally. But keep in mind, Jason has not publicly said that he was physically abused by Trisha, but given what we know to be true from Trisha herself and the pattern that she displays in her relationships, I wouldn't be surprised if this post was 100% true. There is a clip from Trisha's podcast, My Chemical Imbalance, where she talks about how she would blow up her boyfriend's cell phones. Now keep in mind this clip, she kind of talks about Moses more than anything else, but I feel like it's important to put here because this post specifically says that Trisha blew up Jason's phone with a series of voice messages.
Now the relationship I am in now, the person left and I blew up their phone hundreds of times a day. That was embarrassing. And then finally, after a couple weeks, you just have to like let it go and it sucks. And I think with every breakup I've had, I've given them maybe a couple months and I try again. It's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing until I find someone new, and that sucks. But this last one, you know, he completely ignored me. Talking about my significant other now, Moses, like completely ignored me for weeks because of the isolated physical abuse incidents. It was awful. And again, rightfully so, but I wasn't giving him space or boundaries. I was just blowing up his phone everywhere I could. And yeah, that he came back on his own. I didn't have to guilt or anything. I've definitely guilted him before that, like, oh, for my safety. And I had people show up to my house and it was really scary. And I did use that. It was scary, it's true, but I also did use that to kind of be like, come back or whatever. In every single relationship, I've had to guilt the person into staying in with me, which is why I was so insecure in relationships.
Blowing up someone's phone hundreds of times is absolutely insane. I have a feeling threatening suicide was happening more frequently than we all realize. But moving on to the next thing, one evening when Jason was at Trisha's apartment, they got into a fight, and Jason wanted to go home to sleep because he was tired of fighting. But Trisha prevented Jason from leaving the apartment.
Almost called 911 on you.
Yeah.
Why? What were you doing?
Nothing, like literally.
Shut up.
I wasn't doing anything.
David, it was so scary.
Wait, why did you almost call the police?
I'm not gonna say. She can say if she wants. I'm not gonna throw her under the bus.
I literally didn't do anything.
I mean, what she did, like, wasn't that bad.
I was blocking the door.
For an hour and a half.
I sat there. He went into that bedroom and I sat there. But then...
She sat right here.
Wait.
She sat here like a prison guard. And I was like, Trisha, get out of the way. I'm going home. I want to go home. I need some time to myself. She's like, nope. No.
Holy shit. Is this true?
Yeah.
Like, you're not leaving. I go, I'm calling 911. She goes,
good, do it.
Well, I hate when people keep me hostage in their apartment when I like to leave.
You could have left when I slept.
I could have left.
I fell asleep quick.
No, when I got up, you started calling my name again.
This is a big deal to me, and I can't believe more people didn't have a problem with this. Being held against your will in a toxic relationship like this is absolutely terrifying. I've had the same thing happen to me several times in my past relationship. I was abused and held against my will. He took my keys, my phone, and he would block me from leaving. It is a crime to hold someone against their will. This is labeled as false imprisonment under California law. Depending on how severe it is, and whether or not violence occurs, you can be charged with a misdemeanor or a felony for doing this. The commission of this crime means that one person restrains, detains, or confines another person without his or her consent. The crime can be committed with or without force or violence. One example that they gave in this list, during a heated spousal argument, the husband grabs his wife by the shoulders and prevents her from leaving the room. So her doing this to Jason is such a big deal. And if you haven't been through it, you don't know how scary it can be. If the tables were turned and Jason did this to Trisha, it would have blown up online. I mean, she somehow managed to blow up a joke that he made about both of them being overweight. So the fact that this isn't taken more seriously blows my mind. That's all I'm going to say about that. But this is a really big deal, you guys, like a really big deal. And when we get to Moses, it gets even worse. But moving on, about a year into the relationship, Jason and Trisha went on vacation to Bora Bora, where they got into a huge fight.
All good now is the point of this story, so just keep in mind. Before my birthday, we kind of broke up.
You broke up with Jason?
Yeah.
Jason?
Nope.
First time we were there, I just got like drunk and I was just like, be honest. Like, did you text anyone when we broke up? And he's like, yeah, I texted 2 girls the night we broke up.
Yeah, I mean, she said she was going out to have sex with other guys. So I said, okay, fine,
I said I needed to have sex. If I was actually going to have sex with someone else, like, I wouldn't even tell him. Like, I was obviously saying that to make him mad.
Well, so then you did. I thought she was going to kill me in my sleep.
Oh my god, Jason literally started like packing his stuff. He's like, Trisha, I have kids, I gotta look out for myself, I have to go get a different room. And I'm like, I was like,
that's because she was running around the hotel totally naked, screaming and crying.
You thought she was going to kill you?
Yeah, I thought like she was going to cut me up in my sleeve. And then we were right on the water, so she could just throw my body right in there.
And you guys didn't vlog it?
No, it was so serious that I didn't.
So there has been a lot of speculation that Trisha had a knife in Bora Bora and was chasing Jason in the hotel with a knife. After looking into this further, there is no evidence that I could find that backs this up outside of Jason saying he thought she was going to cut him up in his sleep. But if you notice in the clip where he's describing what happened, there is a ton of jump cuts. And it makes you wonder what else he said and what was cut out, especially since David's response was, you thought she was going to kill you. I do believe something pretty bad happened in Bora Bora, and Jason probably was held against his will once again. And just based on how the whole fight was described, plus Trisha said she was drunk, and alcohol can bring out the worst in people, especially people with anger issues. But come to your own conclusions about this clip, but I think this clip is a big deal as well. As I said before, Trisha seems very selfish in her relationships. It's all about what she wants when she wants. She has admitted time and time again that she is addicted to sex. And when you are addicted to something, you will do whatever it takes to satisfy that craving. On Logan Paul's podcast, Trisha admitted that she would get really angry and would threaten to break up with Jason if he didn't have sex with her 6 times a day.
Something in your brain is wired different where you cannot operate in a normal capacity without just constantly getting dick down. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. I get really angry. Like my last boyfriend I was always threatening to break up with because he like wouldn't have sex like 6 times a day.
Who was it?
I don't want to say his name because everyone's like, stop talking about
Was it Jason?
Yeah. Yeah.
You would make Jason have sex with you 6 times a day?
Yeah, he got penis injections for me towards the end. He talked about it on his
Let's
podcast.
go.
Yeah, he was getting these like penis injections, so he was hard all the time.
Trisha also had sex with Jason while he was sleeping. And before I play the clip, Trisha does say at the end that they both gave consent to each other to have sex if the other one was unconscious. But I can't find any clips of Jason confirming this, and he doesn't confirm it in this clip. So draw your own conclusions on what you're about ready to watch.
You had sex with him when he was sleeping?
I don't think that really counts.
Oh my god!
No, I mean, I think you were awake. You had a boner.
Oh my god! How did you wake up?
I woke up and she was having sex.
No, I wasn't, babe. That's not how it went. I was giving him a hand job, and I know you were awake. You were
Oh my god!
Well, no, that's what you do.
When people are sleeping?
First of all, I didn't know he was sleeping. Second of all,
You thought it was just a long blink? What did you think it was? Did he say anything to you?
no, but he never does. He always just lays there when we have sex. How am I supposed to know if he's sleeping or awake?
He's always stiff as a board.
Can we just say for the record, though, we have both consented to having sex with each other unconscious. Like I told him.
Is that in case Jason has a heart attack? So you can get one last.
As if all of this stuff that I just showed you wasn't bad enough, things really spiraled out of control once Jason finally ended things. On February 2nd, 2019, Trisha posted a video titled "Why David Dobrik is a Horrible Human Being," where she gets angry over a threesome joke that David said in reference to Jason and Hannah Mojo. This is the beginning of the end for Trisha and Jason. A couple days after Trisha uploaded this video, Jason and Trisha sat down together in a video. One thing I want to point out, since Trisha has spread so many lies online about this relationship, is Jason apologized to Trisha several times in this video for the joke, even though she crossed so many lines in that video, especially when she blasted his ex-wife.
And first off, I want to say that I take full responsibility for hurting Trisha's feelings, and for some of the things that were in David's vlog, and some of the jokes that were made. They were jokes that shouldn't have been made. They were jokes that shouldn't have gotten in the vlog. There was some older footage that got in the vlog that was me trying things, trying to be funny. And I've been down this road before. In the summer, I made a joke about our weight that really got to Trisha, and yeah, like I stopped making those jokes.
These were jokes that I'd asked them to stop making before I made anything. I was like, please stop making these jokes. I'm not comfortable with them. I've asked that multiple times.
Yeah.
There's a vlog of literally me taking my clothes off because I'm so annoyed.
Yeah, and I think that the problem was that like the joke was initiated by David. Like I know not to bring that up, but where I was wrong was I went along with it, and knowing that it hurt Trisha, and what I should have done is just stopped the joke and like let's cut, let's not do this.
And I made inappropriate jokes too, but I stopped.
I personally think that you can tell that Jason is checked out of this relationship in this video, and he is going through something dark. He just doesn't look healthy, and when you're in a toxic relationship like this where abuse is possibly happening, you become a shell of yourself. But after this video was posted, it was taken down within hours of it being uploaded on Jason's channel. Jason called Trisha that night and ended the relationship. This is the night that Trisha ended up in the mental hospital. If you know this story from Frenemies, how she described everything is not how things played out during the breakup. Jason and David didn't leave her in a psych hospital, and I do not believe that Trisha overdosed either. I think she had a panic attack.
I'm not trying to be mean, but like, you know, he did leave me in a psychiatric hospital. Oh, last time David saw me, David, Jeff, and Jason, they were in Cedars-Sinai Hospital after an overdose. And do you think I got one follow-up call from them? No, I didn't.
I started drinking, and then I started feeling like physical pain. like in my chest, and this was before my heart started like beating fast, so now I'm just feeling like chest pains, like just, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try and take some, like, I had some Percocets, and so I'm like, I'm just gonna take a Percocet. So Adam comes over and he's finished my makeup and starts hair, and I start like breathing out of control to the point where I'm getting like lightheaded, where I'm gonna like literally pass out because I cannot catch my breath. And I've never felt this level of panic in my life, and it was so scary. And then I also thought like, oh God, am I gonna die? Like, you know, you always hear like if you mix pills and alcohol, like you could potentially like die. And so, but I think you need a lot more dosage. I kind of remember like Adam praying, and then he's like, I don't know what to do, and then he just ended up calling 911. So the paramedics come, and it's so hard to find this place, my place, and they come up. They're trying to calm me down. They're like, if you don't breathe, like you're gonna pass out. Like this is a panic attack, but if you don't breathe, you will pass out. Like, so I text Jason because we're still in communication, and I didn't want him to worry. I said, I'm on my way to Cedar Sinai. He's filming with David and another person in their group. I literally was like, it's fine. You don't have to come. Like, I'm not even in a room. I'm in a hallway. Like, Adam's in the lobby. Like, I'm fine. Like, I was just telling him don't come for like his own sake, and you know, I don't want him to see me like that at all. The freaking saint that he is came. He came to be by my side. At the time, I wasn't receptive to that. I wasn't open to that. At this point, David comes back. I'm hysterical. I'm hysterical just anyways, because I'm like, I want to die. Like, you're like, Jason's looking at me like there's enough David's here. Like, that's just so embarrassing. I was so embarrassed. And I said, David needs to go. David, I was hysterical. I'm like, David needs to leave. David needs to go. At this point, like, people are coming by. Like, I'm hysterical. I'm in hysterics. So David leaves, obviously. And they strap me down, and then they go and give me the shot. I calm down. He comes, stands up by me, and is holding my hand, crying. I'm embarrassed. I'm telling him he can just go. Like, just go film, just go. I'm here now, so I'm fine. And he stays. He obviously had to leave in the morning. He has commitments in the morning. Like, you know, text me when you're up. Let me know what's happening. And but not even that. Like, before all that, it was just like I said, he's not emotional. He doesn't share his emotions. He's not, you know, like that kind of person. But he just wrote this. I still have that letter. I carried it with me in the mental hospital. They transfer me. They strap me down again. And he comes that night. He came the first night to give me blankets and clothing to wear. He sat with me during the 1 hour visiting hour. I get out, and he comes over to see me that night. We've stayed in touch up until this point, up until my birthday. You know, we've talked every single day.
So Jason and David was there for her in the hospital. She freaked out when David showed up, and then she stated she wanted to die. Between her freaking out and being hysterical and saying she wanted to die, that is what got her 5150'd, not the alcohol and pills. And according to Trisha, they didn't know about the pills at that point.
They did blood work and stuff, and I just was like thinking the whole time, like, they're gonna know. And this girl's like, what happened? Like, you know, one of the girls that work there, and Jason's back there, and I'm just like, I just want to die. Like, that's what I said, because at this point, Jason back there was, even though he was doing it to be supportive, I was feeling so, I wanted the pain to go away. I was like, oh my God, he's seeing me like this. He'll never look at me the same way again. How could he? I'm in a hospital, and I took pills and alcohol, and that's how I got here. And I was like, I just want to die. And those 3 words changed my whole life.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was another attempt to get Jason to stay with her, because she admitted on her podcast that she would also guilt him by threatening suicide.
There was something I did very wrong in the situation. I was going to the extreme to show that I was going to be a danger to myself, right? Because it worked before. We had broken up in February. We had hooked up and seen each other throughout. And every time we'd hook up or see each other, I would start crying, and I would say, like, I have nobody in my life. And then when he would call my mom and sister, I'd tell my mom and sister, don't respond. They didn't know what was going on. So they were like, okay. And I ran out his street naked. I tried to run in front of cars, like, just because, you know what, it would work. And he would stay with me. I remember Easter Sunday after we broke up, he came back, stayed with me at my place, like cuddled me, and I was like, this is all I ever wanted. So I just kept being more and more extreme.
Jason kept in contact with her until her birthday in May. She got 5150'd on February 5th. So he kept talking to her for about 4 months after. The guilt she put on Jason worked until she got high on meth the night of her birthday. That's when Jason finally blocked her.
He's chosen the route which most of my exes do. They ignore me, and I understand completely, and I don't really feel comfortable sharing what all went down on my birthday, but I don't blame him for not talking to me or ignoring me and cutting me out of his life. I don't blame him. I'm surprised actually he didn't do it sooner, and I want to make that really clear. That's why this is so hard.
She hounded Jason online after the breakup, and Jason must have been pretty terrified of her. Trisha messaged him asking for her stuff that was left at his house, and when Jason didn't respond to her, she made a video. After she posted a video complaining about him not responding, Jason packed up her stuff and had someone drop it at her house. And the video that she posted once she got her stuff back is pretty unbelievable, considering everything we know about this relationship.
But I offered to like come by and pick it up, or have my friend Adam come pick it up, or my sister, or like somebody. I'm like, you don't have to be there. He has a roommate. Didn't respond, and then I made a video, and literally like within a week, I had all these boxes waiting in my leasing office. And like the craziest part is like he had his assistant DM my makeup artist, my friend Adam. Like he's like, Jason just left the stuff there. I'm like, dude is scared of me. I think that's the thing that honestly gave me the most unresolvement from this whole thing. Not that he broke up with me, not because his friends all hate me, not because of the video. Like honestly, I'm just like, am I that scary that like you can't even be like, dropped your shit off, bitch? You know what I mean? Like, I did a number on him. I'm scary, but also like not that scary. But I guess people are just scared in general that I just will talk about them, which I don't know, whatever. I don't know. Anyways, I have no ill will towards literally anybody. I have no violent past. Like, I don't know why people are like so scared. Like, oh, like even people online, like I get comments like, oh my God, you better get a restraining. I'm not like a violent person. I'm like, I can be a little like, you know, obsessed with somebody, but anyways, I guess that's also kind of scary, but whatever. I don't have a restraining order yet. I get one. No, I've never had a restraining order against me. I've got restraining orders against people, but oh my God, the fact that I'm saying all this online and also like bragging, like haven't had a restraining order. Oh my God, I'm an actual psycho.
She just has no remorse for the damage that she has caused. It took a long time for Trisha to tell the truth the night of her birthday. In fact, a year after it happened, she lied to everyone and said the rumors weren't true.
For me, it was a little harder because like he wasn't stringing me along, and we weren't trying to work on things. I think those are like two very common misconceptions. People are like, well, you guys were trying to work on things, and then there's so many rumors about what happened the night of my birthday. People are like, oh, you crashed his car into this living room. There's so many like crazy rumors out there, and like really no one really knows what happened except for me and him, and maybe people he told, I don't know, maybe he told people, I don't know, but that did not happen. And my behavior was erratic. It was not deadly or dangerous. People saying I crashed a car into his house. I went to his house. I knew that he was by himself. I knew his roommates weren't there. I knew his kids weren't there, so it's not like I was being like crazy. I had a key to his household, and like other times I've just gone over there and like let myself in, and we were totally fine and cool. We hung out, but this night was not that night, and I was just like banging on his door, like wanting to hang out because he said he's gonna hang out with me, and obviously don't do that. Obviously don't just go to show up to someone's house. If they say don't come over, maybe don't do that. So yeah, I mean, it could have been a lot worse. He could have called the cops on me. I totally get it.
After her DID scandal, she posted a video talking about why she self-diagnosed herself, and she opened up more about what she did to Jason.
Call it bipolar. I don't know what to even call it anymore, but it switches. There is something that switches me when I get really angry, and I've done that to people I love in my real life. And I don't want to bring him into this, but the worst person that I've done it to is Jason. The night of my birthday, like last year, I switched into someone so different, and it was so scary. And I know I scared him so much. I remember just like being someone that wasn't me. I was banging on all doors. I was jumping in his pool at like 2 in the morning when he told me to go away. I don't know who that person was, and I never talked about it because it's so, that's what I'm saying, it's so scary.
It wasn't until late 2020 when Trisha finally told everyone the truth about what happened the night of her birthday.
What is the craziest way you got a guy to break up with you? I'll go first. I got super high on crystal rocks, and I crashed my pink G-Wagon into his living room, giving him no choice but to block me.
One you didn't see was the reason my boyfriend blocked me a year and a half ago, which ultimately was the best for both of us. I got high on meth on my birthday, demanded he talk to me, and when he said he wasn't going to see me on my birthday and go to sleep, I drove over to his house super high, crashed into his house, banged on all the doors, jumped into his pool naked, kicked and screamed through every window of the house. He got so scared after 3 hours, he left, and I chased him in my car to follow him, and got in a car accident.
She committed so many crimes the night of her birthday, driving while under the influence, trespassing, holding Jason against his will, and I'm sure there's a lot more that happened that she didn't go into details about. But recently, Trisha is trying to act like the car crash didn't happen and that she didn't terrorize Jason that night.
Blacking out is super scary, and there's times where I blacked out and I don't remember, and people could just completely lie to me and say what happened. And there are times where I blacked out and I don't even know. Obviously, driving my car into someone's house, I don't remember it, but I was told that, and that story, like, I can't even recall if I wanted to, and it gets twisted now by even just social media that it's like, what is real? Did that really happen? Like, I don't remember. I heard a brick story. I heard this story, and I don't have any answers for that because there was only 2 people there that night, and I just am like, unfortunately, when you black out, like, a lot of times you just don't remember, and that the physical strike, I just don't remember, and that's really scary and really sad. So
she is trying to act like she blacked out and doesn't remember what happened because she was on drugs. And Trisha, I call bullshit. I don't think your so-called blackouts that you claim to have are even real. It's an excuse for your behavior, and I know for a fact you are lying in the present time about not remembering.
I want to reiterate, I have been sober since May 9th. No drugs, alcohol, painkillers, nothing. But the fact that someone like me could even fucking be in that position to take meth and almost overdose is fucking scary. And the fact that I vividly remember both nights so clearly, like I knew I was fucked out of my mind, but I remember every detail of both nights so clearly.
The night of my birthday party, I came home from my party and I did meth. And the craziest part is the last time I was on meth, I actually thought so clearly. And I won't say that I thought, okay, backtrack. I didn't think clearly. I should say that I wasn't thinking clearly, but I can remember clearly, which is crazy because I was fucked and I knew all my actions were fucked, but I wasn't thinking, but I remember it all very clearly. So that's interesting. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have expertise on being a meth or whatever, but it was interesting that I can remember both events vividly. It's really clear.
So she specifically says she remembers each night she was high on meth so vividly. Nobody put out what happened that night outside of Trisha. Jason has not spoke publicly about Trisha since the breakup. The other lie that Trisha has told about this breakup is David made Jason break up with her.
That's what hurts the most. Is like I lost like an amazing guy. He's never had money. He's always been broke. He had a rich ex-wife that he never worked. He never worked when they were married. So now that he's making money because of David, as soon as David's like, Trisha's gotta go. Yeah. He's like, as soon as because you know what, after I made the video, Jason was still cool with me. Oh, I'll do anything to work on a relationship. I'll do, like, he's great. He's an amazing guy. And then as soon as like I brought up something that David said in a vlog about someone else that was like a little like questionably legal, like all of a sudden it's like, Trisha's gotta go.
So you guys broke up because of David is what you're saying?
1,000%. No, because we still talked until we made a video saying it was David's fault about the Tana joke, and it was immediately deleted. Jason immediately broke up with me. We were fine until up until then. So I was like.
But Trisha has said on 2 separate occasions that something happened with Jason's ex-wife, which is another reason Jason ended it.
Really don't, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's all good.
Because like my ex like crossed the line when I mentioned his ex-wife, and I was like, she's a cunt, and then he's like, okay, I gotta break up with you, but.
Just because you called his ex-wife a
yeah, he was a little cuckold though. He was just like,
why? Well, he has kids with her. He probably respects his ex-wife, baby mama, and all that.
Yeah, well, she's a bitch. My ex-boyfriend, I cursed out his wife, and then he broke up with me, and that was the final straw. I thought this would be the final straw, ex-wife. And so I thought, like, okay, I'll just end it.
So apparently, Trisha went off on the mother of Jason's children, and she once again put Jason in a situation where he is going to side with his ex because it affects the relationship he has with his children. Remember the clip I showed earlier in the video? Jason specifically said no woman would be loved more than he loves his children. Jason. In my opinion, Jason was both physically and mentally abused in this relationship, and to be quite honest, I'm shocked Trisha got away with it all. She committed crimes in this relationship, and when she was on Frenemies, she somehow convinced the internet that she was the victim. Like I said before, Jason made mistakes with jokes and being insensitive at times, but it doesn't compare to the hell that Trisha put him through. Trisha started dating Moses early to mid 2020. Moses is 44 years old and he is the brother of Hila Klein, who is married to Ethan Klein. And you all know Ethan and Hila from the H3 podcast and their merch company Teddy Fresh. It's very unclear what Moses actually does for a living. I know he likes to design furniture, he might have a museum, he's an artist, and he has an obsession with water. He has a couple of YouTube channels that are centered around talking about water. Outside of that, I've heard he might run a couple businesses. Trisha and Moses actually met on the H3 podcast.
Where did we first meet?
Virtually on the H3 podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But then I asked you out to dinner. We went to the chart house.
Mm-hmm. But where did we first physically meet?
Outside your mother's house.
Wow, you're so good. You remember that?
Of course.
I barely remember it.
First time I saw it.
Oh my god, I was trying to...
In real life.
When Trisha first started on Frenemies, she told Ethan in the beginning of her and Moses' relationship, she was basically using him just to rub it in Ethan and Hila's faces.
Oh, really?
Why are you dating my brother-in-law?
Can I tell you the truth? Like, honestly?
Yes.
Because, like, at first, it was like, I just thought it was just, like, funny. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be so funny. Like, I just fuck him and then I'm coming back on the podcast. Like, aha, your brother.
Yeah. And?
Yeah.
That's it?
I mean, that's how it started, for sure.
So do you usually people out of just to make a joke? It's kind
Yeah. Well, no, not always, but like, yeah, like sometimes to be like, oh, I fuck this person. It's like funny.
But according to Trisha, the relationship grew into something more. They ended up getting engaged on December 18th, 2020. And to everyone's surprise, after everything that has happened, they made it to their wedding. Trisha and Moses ended up getting married on December 11th, 2021. I will say Trisha did look very pretty on her wedding day, and if she's truly happy with Moses and Moses is happy with her, good for them. Personally, I think they're two peas in a pod. They are both users and abusers, so it's not a surprise they went through with the wedding. I still think they have zero chemistry, and I personally believe the relationship isn't real, it's just for appearances. But we are here to talk about the abusive behavior that we have seen in this relationship, so let's rewind to the beginning. On Frenemies 1, Ethan and Trisha revealed some pretty disturbing information about the darkness of Trisha and Moses' relationship. Trisha and Moses got into a fight, and Trisha does what she does best, which is try to ruin Moses' life. She reached out to Ethan in DMs and accused Moses of flirting with underage girls. When Ethan brought it up on the podcast, Trisha denied it.
Dude, I know we don't talk, but Moses is disgusting. I have no intention of making anything about this, but maybe check him talking to your fans. Yeah, I'm getting there.
Okay.
This is from a fat piece of shit fan of yours who is 23 and he on Valentine's Day.
Don't say
he is
all
disgusting.
This. Yeah, 23? I said 23.
Yeah. Hold on.
First of all, don't read this because... You better call this for real. That is the psycho. Just don't.
Well, fuck her then. I don't know. But you got baited. And then but my point is,
but she's an actual psychopath.
Okay, fine. Who cares? Fuck her. Well, you have a guard.
Security.
You said there's audio, screen recordings. Check the bio.
Yeah.
And then you're like, check out this exposed channel with 10 followers. I was like, oh, that's you. That's literally you.
Oh, you think I'm the exposed channel?
Yeah.
Why would I want to like embarrass myself?
No, you were just, it was all about trying to expose
Why would
Moses.
I want to expose him? Because I was like really, truly like in love with him. Why would I try to like kick him?
You said he talked so much trash about me and made fun of my body and then used me. He's scary and vile, needs help.
Yikes.
Here, you said he talks to underage girls.
No.
Right there. He talks to underage girls.
Weird. I literally don't see
Right there. He talks to underage girls. Confirmed that it
think
says
of what
that.
that was. Yes, but this is a different situation I'm talking about.
No, it's not. It's the same set of messages.
About his work.
Stop. It's the same set of messages. 5/7/10/30. 5/7/10/30.
I'm telling you, this is telling to this girl.
It says
this is
he talks to underage girls.
It's a separate. It's a period.
It's not. It's look. It's 5/7/10/30 p.m. You says he stalks to underage girls. I don't expect a response. And again, I don't want to talk to you again. But he's just a fraud and he's scary.
Okay, can we not put this in there? This is going to be so bad. People are like, oh, they're in a toxic relationship. We're in a
No. It's all good. I'm just saying.
You're painting it like I said all this.
Yeah, you are. You're crazy. I mean, that's everyone knows that. You pull this a lot, by the way. You said he's a psychopath. I have 24-hour security now. How many people are you going to blame having 24?
There's a lot of people to
You're
blame.
like, man, fuck this guy. I've got 24-hour security now.
I do have to.
Handy Gabba. I've got 24-hour security. Fuck this stalker. I've got 24-hour security.
She even tried to deny it when the DMs were right in front of her face, but the conversation got worse because Ethan brought up the fact that Trisha hit Moses. Watch how Moses immediately denies getting hit when Trisha looks at him, and how Trisha tries to minimize how hard she hit him.
He said he broke up with you because you started like punching him.
He's shaking his head no.
Oh, okay. You said I could say everything.
I did not punch him. You said that's why you broke up with me because I punched you? I went like this.
Okay.
And he's frail. But I didn't punch him.
Frail.
It wasn't.
Trisha then proceeds to tell the full story, thinking it's going to make everything seem less severe, when in reality, she's admitting to multiple crimes on camera.
If you're leaving this in, I'm going to have to say the full story, because what happened is we were like upstairs and I took his phone. I saw like other DMs to girls. He like, not tackled me, but like we went to the floor. And so then I like punched back, but I never punched him. I wasn't like, hey, you piece of like, I wasn't like that.
You guys
I was
had a
just, like,
tussle?
He had bruises. So of course he's like, oh my God, like look. And I was just like, I didn't do it like on purpose. I wasn't like that. You know what I mean? It was a tussle.
You guys were fighting over his phone? Oh my God.
Well, then I took his keys, and so he was trying to get the keys back. But can I say?
Yes.
How long did we fight for the keys? Like 12 hours? Yeah. Off and on. I threw his keys over my gate, you know, like the really tall gate, like what, like 8-foot gate. He just hopped over it.
Really?
I was like, whoa, who is that? Like I was expecting him to like whatever, but he hopped over it. And then I tried to stand behind his car and he almost ran me over, but my legs looked really skinny in his rear view. I don't have that picture anymore.
What?
But,
You're
yeah.
so crazy.
Taking someone's keys and preventing them from leaving is false imprisonment. She held him against his will for 12 hours and she abused him. The pictures of the bruises were leaked after the podcast aired. And if you look at this picture, it's not one punch like Trisha described. This is multiple punches to the arm. You do not get dark bruises in a large area from one punch. So the fact that she held him for 12 hours against his will and abused him while preventing him from leaving is a serious crime that should have been reported to the police. And to be honest, when this first came out, I honestly feel like nobody took it seriously. It's just really disappointing to see public perception of female abusers isn't the same as a male. If Trisha was a large male influencer and this came out, his YouTube career would have been over right then and there. So many people still make excuses for Trisha doing this. And I personally believe that this same stuff was happening to Jason. Trisha likes to call this an isolated incident that has only happened once in her lifetime, and I don't buy it. There's just too much evidence saying otherwise. Trisha said something really interesting on an episode of Frenemies. She said that she was in an abusive relationship with someone and that they would beat the shit out of each other.
I wrestled a roided boyfriend. Technically, he was an abusive boyfriend, but I beat the shit out of him too. He would just punch me and I'd punch him. So, but this was a defense thing. Don't come for me because now people are gonna think I'm a sexual assault. But he hit my face. Anyways, is that too graphic? Maybe I shouldn't say all this. He threw a vase at my head, punched my face. I got off him, pushed him back.
Who was this? Someone famous? Who is it?
I can't say.
He hit you first?
Yeah. I shouldn't say this. I didn't fuck him up. No, I pushed him off is what I should say. Ugh, now it sounds bad. Maybe this is a bad conversation. But he came for me first.
Okay. What's his name? Where does he live?
No, he's scary for real. And like, I think, yeah. I keep getting sued. People keep threatening lawsuits with me.
Just tell me his name, where he lives. I'll get him.
Notice how quickly she backtracks and then she says she pushed him off of her and that she didn't actually beat the shit out of him. Regardless if this was Trisha defending herself or the physical abuse was happening on both sides, this relationship could have been the beginning of her using physical violence in other relationships. Trisha and Moses did a TikTok together and it was a put a finger down challenge for toxic relationships, and this TikTok didn't stay up for long because of the backlash that it received, because Moses revealed some pretty disturbing things.
Put a finger down if they wouldn't let you hang out with the opposite sex. Put a finger down if they wouldn't let you like certain people's photos. Put a finger down if they got mad if you didn't respond in 5 minutes. Put a finger down if they ever got physical or threw something at you. Put a finger down if they ever forced you sexually. Put a finger down if you got to keep your location services on. Put a finger down if they threatened to kill themselves if you tried to break up with them. Put a finger down if they've called you names. Put a finger down if they called you overly sensitive, but really they were just being mean. And lastly, put a finger down if they ruined your life.
So in this TikTok, Moses reveals that Trisha forced him sexually. She threatened suicide. and she has jealousy issues. And based on everything I've shown you guys in this video, I don't think this TikTok was a joke. Seeing everything in one video, I don't understand how this person still has support online. It's all just so disturbing. One common thing I noticed with Trisha is she always has her boyfriend's passwords to all their social media. She goes through their messages constantly because she can't trust them. And if you can't trust your partner in a relationship, it's never going to work. She has admitted this in every single relationship she has been in.
I have all access to Instagram accounts, phone, Twitter.
That's the definition of a good, healthy relationship.
Like, I always know when you guys are texting him. Like, I always just know. Like, even before, when you guys were texting him, like, what's the tweets? Like, what are these? I'm like, don't respond, like, way early on.
Just very controlling behavior and possessive behavior. It's not normal to obsessively go through your partner's phone and social media. We have seen Trisha get jealous at her partner's family, friends throughout this entire video. But with Moses, Trisha took it to the next level. Trisha has alienated Moses from his family, mainly Ethan and Hila, because I don't believe Moses's parents live nearby. In my opinion, Trisha never really made an effort with Ethan and Hila in the beginning of the podcast. She was constantly taking jabs and getting into fights with them. She would even read conversations that Moses was having with his sister Hila.
We had a full meltdown while you were gone.
Expect another text from your sister.
She's really upset because she was saying how Hila doesn't like her.
Hila says, don't talk about me on the podcast. All I said was you should have the guest. He's like, we can't mention Hila. She doesn't want me to talk about, oh, she's too good for a fucking podcast. Even though we were talked about, they never once consulted me at the beginning of the spring. She has a fucking podcast. I brought life to the H3 channel, but oh, Hila's too fucking to even mention her name. I said nothing bad. I said like, oh, we should have her as a guest or whatever. Like that. Don't even mention Hila. She doesn't want to be talked about. Fucking.
Okay.
I literally don't care. Literally, I don't want to come back because I really fucking hate her.
So she always making comments about the family and how
I wasn't. That wasn't it. I said, oh, Hila should be a guest on the podcast, and you're like, don't mention Hila. She's the one we talked about. Oh, a fucking queen. You guys can talk about my shit all the time, but her, don't fucking mention her name. Dumb fucking bitch.
Okay.
I think we should just end it, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too.
She's such a fucking bitch.
She's not.
And you are too, and you're a fucking cunt.
You
have no fucking backbone.
All right, you should leave. We'll talk later. Yeah, you should get out.
I am going, but we're not talking later. Fucking bitch, you too.
This is why you are such a dangerous person, especially to be close with, because you'll take something that I've told you, you'll take something that somebody told you in confidence, and you'll use it, you'll weaponize it against them.
That's not true.
That's what you just did. I told you an anecdote about how I used to take tramadol back in Israel when I was like bored in a dead-end job, and you literally just weaponized that against me.
You called me crazy, knowing my history.
Bro, we always call you crazy. You're like upfront crazy.
But if you're gonna call me crazy, then I'm gonna say, hey, why don't you own up to what you've done? That's also crazy. I know personal things about you, and do I say it? No.
You literally just did.
That's not that personal because you just called me crazy being off my medication, so therefore
I didn't say anything about being off your medicine.
And then you asked me how.
I literally didn't mention being off your medicine.
Then you asked me.
I said you're crazier than me.
Oh, I said you're not open and honest about everything. You're like, yes, I am open. I'm like, are you though? And then you were pushing.
It's not that I'm hiding that I took pills. It's just you used it. It's not a
push somebody to the level of like saying this, and this, and then also be like, now you're weaponizing me. You push and push and push.
Things eventually got better on Frenemies, but I only think things got better because Ethan was giving Trisha what she wanted, and he was constantly tiptoeing around her to keep the peace. But after Frenemies ended, so did the relationship with Moses and his sister. Things are so bad, Ethan and Hila didn't even go to the wedding, and to be honest, I don't blame them. Trisha has also stripped away the animals that made Moses happy, his cats. In a live stream that Trisha did recently, she talks about what happened to Moses's cats, and she actually said in this video that the cats were getting too much attention, and it was taken away from their time together.
All of a sudden, his cats had babies, and he was spending more time at his water museum and feeding the little baby stray cats. And so, yeah, he had to feed them when you're really, really young. You have to like feed them, especially if you're keeping them inside. He kept them inside with the mother, but yeah, he did like adopt the cats. So at this time, I was like, okay, when I would go over there, I kind of stopped going over there because I just did not have a good reaction to the cats. And I just personally like never dated someone with animals. Like I did. I dated a guy with a dog. He had 2 dogs. I slept in the bed and like I was like, I can't. I literally can't. And I tried to date someone else with dogs, and they like always would have to leave at midnight to go home and feed the dogs, feed the dogs. I don't want to date someone with animals. Yeah, so it was kind of that. And I was like, okay, when I met him, he did not have cats. Now he has cats. And I was like, okay, you're spending a lot of time with them. In old TikToks, you can see the cats literally like run away from me. Like the cats did not like with me. In fact, like sometimes if I had like the fuzzy keychain out, they'd like try and jump on me. But I never meshed well with animals, period. I'm like lucky that my dogs are the family dogs, my sister's dogs like me. We get this house, it's beautiful, but it's really, really far. So he's just like, okay, it's really, really far. And Moses is allergic to cats. This is the big key right here. He can't have cats in his immediate living space. I should have him up here talking about this, but like in his living space, because we had talked about it and we're like, well, we can't bring them where we live now because we literally live in a mountain, on a mountainside. We're gonna have the cats outside and he can't live with the cats inside. I've never wanted to live with cats, like ever. Like that is a deal breaker. Like even a dog who at the time I was with someone I was like obsessed with and in love with gave me a dog. I still couldn't keep that dog because like I am not an animal person. But at the same time, he's also allergic to cats. So where were we supposed to put the cats? So that is the story. We rehomed them.
She plays it off like Moses is allergic and that's the main reason they got rid of them. But if you listen to everything else she said, it's quite obvious in my opinion that she made him get rid of the cats. How is someone jealous of cats? I just don't understand it. Both Moses and Trisha have made so many excuses about these damn cats. She has such a big home that they could have made an area of the house just for the cats, or they could have built an outside house for them to keep them protected. Trisha absolutely hates animals. She claims a dog bit her nose when she was younger, and if that really happened, I do understand why she might be afraid of animals, but I don't know, she just has a pure hatred for all animals and it's just really weird. A lot of people think Trisha has changed in her relationship with Moses and she has grown as a person in this relationship. I don't believe it. I think Trisha over the years got better at hiding it. Plus Trisha's previous boyfriends like Sean and Jason, they wanted to have a life outside of her for their friends and family, but with Moses, he literally caters to her every move. He is by her side 24/7 and he does anything she asks of him. That's why we don't see breakdowns online like we used to, but when the camera is off, who knows what's actually happening. We do see a lot of red flags here and there. Just like on their wedding day, Trisha's first upload was a mukbang, and Moses said that Trisha told the people at the venue under no circumstances to give him the car.
We're married, that's so crazy. That happened so fast.
It did, but it was good. Like a good
I heard you were trying to leave. They were like, oh, Moses was taking the car and like he was going to be a runaway groom.
It was so weird. Like
they wouldn't let you take it?
No, my shirt didn't fit.
Oh my gosh. Oh, no, come on in.
So my shirt didn't fit me. It was like
I heard.
I put the shirt on. I can't even close it here. Oh, on the neck. And I had two shirts. That's why the second shirt doesn't close. I was like, wait a minute, I don't have a shirt. Oh, so the guy didn't want to give me the car.
Because he thought you were leaving, that you were leaving me.
He was just like, well, she said, no, but he said like, she said specifically not to give you the car. Yeah.
But who said that?
The valet party.
That they said that about me?
Yeah, it was so funny.
Oh my God, that's so weird.
He was like, I'm not sure.
In this video, when Moses first says something, her immediate response was, well, they thought you were leaving me. And when Moses responds to her and says, they said, you said not to give me the car, she plays dumb and acts like she has no idea why they said that. She wouldn't respond with, well, they thought you were leaving me if she didn't specifically tell them not to give him the car. Trisha and Moses have since addressed this, and it's just a bunch of excuses that make absolutely no sense. It's pretty clear she has the same patterns with Moses that she displayed in her previous relationships. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Moses has changed how she behaves in her relationships. It's just so hard for me to believe that when she clearly has a pattern of being abusive in extreme ways. I think Trisha has caused so much damage to people's lives, especially the ones she claims to love. Before I go, I found a list on a DV website, and it's warning signs that you are with an abuser, and I want to read what's on this list. Red flags and warning signs of an abuser include but are not limited to extreme jealousy, possessiveness, unpredictability, a bad temper, cruelty to animals, verbal abuse, extremely controlling behavior, antiquated beliefs about roles of women and men in relationships, forced sex or disregard of their partner's unwillingness to have sex, sabotage of birth control methods or refusal to honor agreed upon methods, blaming the victim for anything bad that happens, sabotage or obstruction of the victim's ability to work or attend school, controls all the finances, abuse of other family members' children or pets, accusations of victim flirting with others or having an affair, control of what the victim wears and how they act, demeaning the victim either privately or publicly, embarrassment or humiliation of the victim in front of others, harassment of the victim at work. Trisha fits the mold of almost every single warning sign that is on this list, and that's really scary. Mental and physical abuse is never okay, whether it's a woman or a man abuser. Public perception of male abusers is so different than female abusers. And I'm going to say this again, if a large male influencer did half of what Trisha has done, their career would have been over a long time ago. Keep the same energy and stand against abuse. Nobody deserves to be treated this way. Sean didn't deserve it. Jason didn't deserve it. And even though I really despise Moses for the stealth allegations, he doesn't deserve it either. I personally lived in this kind of relationship for 7 years and it changed my life. I'll never be the same person I was before I was abused because it fucks with you mentally for a long time. I am stronger because of what I went through, but 8 years later, I am still affected by it and I still have a lot of PTSD that I go to therapy for. That's why it's so important to stand against this stuff and to speak up. That's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode and I really appreciate everyone's patience. I know this video took a long time to come out. And before I go, I want to take a second to thank all my members. Thank you to Nicole, Emma, Starla, Medallia, Christina, Debbie, Valkyrie, Mickey, Caitlin, Mike and Actor, Jennifer, Maury Girl Max, Brennan, The Dark Magician, Deepika, Liz, Lady Venus Terra, Anna, Natalie, May, Juliana, Maury, Victoria, Leah, Wilhelmina, Deb, Nicole, My Love Floral Foam, Kate, Sixy Girl, Sierra, Mimi's Art, M. Luz, Josie, Blue, Kayla, Stephanie, X Arlano, Teresa, Stephanie, Barbara, BM Groupie, Nami, Tara Lynn, Southern Take, B, Jessica, Maddie, Ark, Mary, Chelsea, Abu, Dom, TX Cat, Sierra, The Whispering Eye, Ashley, M. Tompkin, Shallow Bay Faze, Minnie Driver, Silveria, Sam, Ender, Stacy, Sky, Bree, Storma, Brandon, Shay Rock, Kiki, Ruby, Autumn, Kim, Olivia, Chandler, Sappy, Alex and Corduroy, Happy Tappy, Kia, Pink Flamingo, Kate, Carol, It Is What It Is, Dev, Alyssa, Aspen, Mallory, Jeff, Emily, Heater Heart, Kat, Deanna, Jelly, Bugsy B, Ray, Akasha, Catherine, Cody, Sue Lowe, Lady Blue 2003, Ashley, Phoebes, Sarah, Azaria, Alabama Yaw, Janores, Labyrinth, Gerline, Baby, Amy, Queen Leo, The Shower of Slime, Beyond Help, Sam Shaw, Lori Magnus, Stephanie, Lee, Diana Beth, Claire X, and Ginger Snap Girl. Thank you all so much for being members of my channel, and thank you so much to Mimi's Art for all the channel art, and to everyone else. I really appreciate you all so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye, guys.